Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Dimensional Chosen. Only I know Saitama is the strongest. Chapter 81. Rest Area for Participating Students. When Suzaicho saw that the opponent he had drawn was actually from the Martial God Academy, his pretty face suddenly changed. The other team members were all panicked. The opponent in this round is actually Martial Arts Academy. It's over, it's over. Are we too unlucky? The first school was drawn directly. It seems that I am going to lose this time. The team members whispered. Facing the Martial Arts Academy, each of them was pessimistic. After all, Wan Academy's reputation as #1 in the country is not a joke. Suzaicho felt very sad when he heard the pessimistic voices coming from the team members. A feeling of self-blame arises spontaneously. She felt that although she was unlucky to be selected into the Martial Arts Academy, she had to bear the responsibility. At this time, a hand was placed on her shoulder. Suzaicho turned around subconsciously and saw Fang Yi, looking at her with a smile on his face. It was Fang Yi who saw Suzaicho's self-blame and came over to comfort him. "Zaicho, don't worry," Fang Yi said with a smile. "Believe me, we can win this time too." Seeing Suzaicho's surprised look, Fang Yi approached Suzaicho and whispered into Suzaicho's ear, "Don't forget, what happened in the Forbidden Area number 3, the Martial God Academy, is nothing more than this. Because it's too close." The tone of Fang Yi's words could blow onto Suzaicho's ears, making Suzaicho's face turn red. But what Suzaicho cared more about was what Fang Yi said. Yes. In Forbidden Area number 3, the prodigies of the Martial Arts Academy cannot even handle the re-election of the old master, let alone Fang Yi. With Fang Yi here, Wan Academy is not scary. Then the main attack this time depends on you. Suzaicho's eyes lit up. Fang Yi nodded. No problem. Hearing this, Suzaicho finally relaxed. When she turned her head and was about to announce it to everyone, she found that everyone was looking at her and Fang Yi in dumbstruck. Suzaicho was stunned at first, and soon understood the reason. It was the way Fang Yi was whispering to her just now, so close that these people misunderstood. Well, in fact, it was not a misunderstanding. Her relationship with Fang Yi was not clear to begin with, but she had never been in front of others. It's just a show of affection. Suzaicho didn't know how to explain it, so he simply didn't explain it. Everyone, please pay attention. When we fight against Wan Academy later, Fang Yi will be the main attacker on our side, Suzaicho announced. After hearing this, everyone put away their strange eyes and looked at Fang Yi. Fang Yi said casually, "In addition to my initiative, the tactics also need to be adjusted." "How to adjust?" Suzaicho's roommate Zhao Shengnan asked. "I'm still in the middle, Zhao Shengnan, you and Suzaicho go to the bottom lane, Lu Qiangsheng and Zheng Bing guard the top lane." Everyone was stunned when they heard Fang Yi's tactic. One person to attack alone. What kind of trick is this? Are you sure you're not mistaken? Fang Yi, what do you mean, you are the main attacker from the middle alone? Zhao Shengnan couldn't help but ask. Yes, Fang Yi nodded and said, "As long as you guard the upper and lower roads, we will definitely win." Everyone looked at each other. Except for Suzaicho, no one else knew Fang Yi's true strength, so Fang Yi's tactics were full of doubts. "Fang Yi, I admit that you are very powerful, but this is a competition and must be treated with caution." Zheng Bing couldn't help but persuade. Fang Yi spread his hands and said, "I attach great importance to it. When I call for assembly, just come over and support me." Seeing that everyone still seemed confused, Suzaicho said in time, "Everyone just listen to Fang Yi. When it comes time to compete, just follow this tactic." Okay, since even Suzaicho has spoken like this, it's hard for everyone to say anything. After all, Suzaicho is their captain. The tactics are decided like this. At this time, the game has already started. The first game is Tuan Moon University vs Kalen College. The result was Kalen College. Tuan Moon University was eliminated. The second game was between Hongguang College and Jinzhou University. The winner was Hongguang College. The third game was between Blue Wing College and Capital University. Blue Wing Academy performed very well in the first game and attracted a large number of spectators. There are many people looking forward to its second game. However, the opponent is the most prestigious school in the country, Kyojo University. That is a match that can be compared with the God of War. The academy competes with other prestigious schools. Although Blue Wing Academy performed very well, the huge gap in strength cannot be made up by tactics. The participating teams from Jingcheng University crushed Blue Wing Academy almost in a flat push, won the game and successfully advanced to the next round. Well, what a shame for Blue Wing Academy. Yes, we met Kyongsung University in the second round, which was really unlucky. It's a pity that 5 beautiful girls were eliminated in the second round. Those from Beijing University are so merciless. By the way, what ability did that girl from Capital University use just now? Looks awesome. Directly killed the middle lane of Blue Wing Academy. In addition to that girl, there is also a baseball user here at Kyongsung University who is also very good. He seems to have inherited the ability of the 15th S class hero, the metal baseball. There is a crouching tiger, hidden dragon in Beijing University, qualified to win the championship. As the game between Blue Wing College and Capital University ended, many spectators were talking. Many people feel sorry for Blue Wing Academy, actually. One of the important reasons why they feel that Blue Wing Academy is a pity is that the participants from Blue Wing Academy are all beautiful girls, no matter what. If you lose, you lose. No matter how sorry the audience is, it can't change the result. Soon. The fourth game begins. Then came Game 5. Game 6, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The host suddenly announced, the second round, the 17th match, will be between Wusheng Academy and Wushan Academy. Players from both sides are invited to enter. Everyone in the lounge suddenly became energetic and walked toward the king with serious faces. Canyon. The other side. After hearing the host's voice, the team members from Wushan Academy were also walking towards the entrance of the canyon. This time the opponent is Wusheng Academy. The instructor said that we should win better. The captain of Wushan Academy said. Hearing this, the team members all laughed and said, clear, they must be beaten to the point where they are all looking for teeth. This game is between Wusheng Academy and Wushan Academy. The names of the two schools are very similar, but there is a huge gap in the strength of both sides. The Martial God Academy has the best reputation in the country, and its strength goes without saying. This Martial Saint Academy may be in danger. The commentator's voice sounded. I don't know if this commentator was intentional or unintentional. Not only did he make fun of the name of Wusheng Academy, but he also subjectively judged that Wusheng Academy is not as good as Wushan Academy. Although this is a fact, as a competition commentator, it is very inappropriate to say this in public. Didn't you see that the instructor from Wusheng Academy turned dark? However, the audience doesn't care about this. This match between Martial Saint Academy and Martial Saint Academy was offered at an odds of 8-1 on a certain website. I bet 1,500 on the Martial Saint Academy side. If I could win, I would make a lot of money. Direct income of tens of thousands. Do you still want Wusheng Academy to win? Aren't you thinking about shit? Yes, brother, your $1,050 will probably be wasted. I also beat Wusheng Academy. The odds are so good. I won the young model in the club but lost to work in the sea. Ha ha ha, it turns out there are so many like-minded people. Give it a try and turn your bicycle into a motorcycle. However, I saw someone betting 500,000 yuan on a single bet to win the Martial Saint Academy. I don't know which tycoon is so ruthless. The person who bets 500,000 to win the Martial Saint Academy. Not someone else. It's Fang Yi. He still has great confidence in himself, at this time. Fang Yi, Su Zichou and others have passed through the Green Gate and entered the Canyon of Kings. Please note that the countdown is 10 seconds. The rich voice resounded throughout the canyon. Seeing that everyone was a little nervous, Su Zichou encouraged him loudly. Don't worry, everyone, just follow the tactics we agreed on before. The team members nodded one after another. 3, 2, 1. The countdown ended. The green light curtain disappeared, which meant that the game officially started. Everyone took action immediately. According to the previous tactics, they went to defend the line. This time, Fang Yi no longer had the lazy attitude before. He walked quickly towards the jungle. Walk away, kill the red buff with 2 moves, get the boost, and rush towards the middle. Outside world. The commentator's voice sounded. Both sides have officially entered the stadium. We can see that Wusheng Academy has adopted a strange formation. 2 people go to the top lane, 2 people go to the bottom lane, and 1 person guards the middle lane. This formation has always been called a defensive formation. It seems that Washang Academy knows that it is unable to defeat the enemy and has given up the main attack. It plans to adopt a defensive posture and hold on. But I personally am not optimistic about this formation of Washang Academy. There is an old saying that goes, offense is the best defense. Continuing to talk about the game, we can see that the middle laner from Washang Academy first went to the jungle to get the red buff. I have to say that this middle lane student did really high damage and killed the red buff in 2 hits. Apparently, he planned to take the red buff and then defend the middle lane. Let's look at the Martial Arts Academy again. Oh my god. Martial Arts Academy actually adopted such an extreme formation. On the projection of the canyon, all the viewers can see that on the side of Washang Academy, all 5 team members are gathered in the middle and are moving forward to protect the line of soldiers. This formation of the Martial God Academy is called a wave of flow. They have completely given up on the top and bottom lanes, concentrated their forces, and directly plan to push through the middle lane, without giving the Martial Saint Academy any chance to breathe. This formation is too extreme and too ruthless. If the middle lane of Martial Saint Academy can be held back for a while, it will cause huge trouble to Martial Saint Academy. In the entire history of the game, this extreme formation has only appeared twice. Unexpectedly, we will see it once today. It seems that the Martial Arts Academy is very confident in their own strength, and they want to resolve this game quickly. So, can Washang Academy avoid this disaster? Next, we will wait and see. The tone of the commentator was very exciting, and the audience's emotions were also completely aroused. No one expected that the Martial God Academy would be so ruthless. They would use big moves and directly adopt a wave strategy. I'm in a trough. Martial Arts Academy is too cruel. Yes, this kind of play is completely shameless. It looks like the Martial Saint Academy is going to be pressed to the ground and rubbed. Is there any deep hatred between Martial God Academy and Martial Saint Academy? Why use this style of play? So merciless. There was once a school that also adopted this style of play. It only took 2 minutes to defeat the opponent and push the crystal. I wonder if Martial Arts Academy can set a new record this time. The middle laner of Martial Saint Academy is actually very powerful, but facing the strong push from Martial Saint Academy, I wonder how long he can hold up. Interesting, this game is really fun. The audience was buzzing. The teachers and leaders at Washang Academy looked very ugly when they heard these comments. They couldn't help but look towards the instructor's seat at the Martial Arts Academy, wishing they could go over and grab them in person and ask why the students were allowed to use this style of play. If this style of play is really successful, it will simply trample the face of Washang Academy to the ground. Future. This game will probably become a shame to Washang Academy forever. Just like the 2 schools before. At this moment, Yan Tai clenched his teeth and clenched his fists. He knew that the Martial God Academy's adoption of such tactics must have been at the instigation of that fool Wang Liang. Wang Liang was going to step him into the quagmire. He turned his head and looked towards the instructor's seat of Washang Academy, and sure enough he saw Wang Liang sneering at him. Yan Tai's eyes were red with anger, but he was helpless. He suddenly felt, I am really useless. It also hurts the people around me. If it weren't for him, his school, and his students, this wouldn't be the case. In the canyon, Fang Yi didn't know yet, but 5 people on the opposite side were attacking him in groups. At this moment, Fang Yi had just reached the foot of the first tower in the middle road and was waiting for the army line. He asked Su Zichou and others to guard the upper and lower routes, mainly because they were afraid of a sneak attack from the Martial God Academy. 2 people guarding a tower should be able to defend it. For other teammates, Fang Yi has only one request: just hold the tower. Just leave the offense to him. After a while, the middle line of troops appears. Along with the appearance of the mechanical soldiers, there were 5 people on the opposite side. When Fang Yi saw the 5 people on the opposite side all appearing in the middle, he was slightly startled. Then, he laughed. No need to think too much, Fang Yi could also know what the people from the Martial Arts Academy opposite were thinking about. A wave of flow. When he was playing games in his previous life, it was not unusual for him to have a flow. It's just that Fang Yi didn't expect that in this world, there would also be waves of tactics appearing in the real person canyon. Just flow in one wave. It might not be that easy for these guys on the opposite side to take the middle tower away from him. The people on the opposite side are all here with me, hurry up and push the tower. Fang Yi said lightly to the communicator. Soon, bursts of exclamations came from the communicator. What? The other side actually used a wave of flow. Fang Yi, we will come to support you right away. Fang Yi immediately said. No, just stay on your own route, seize the time to push the tower, and leave the middle to me. His tone was extremely firm. As if he could hear Fang Yi's firmness, Su Zaichou's voice appeared on the communicator. Everyone, do as Fang Yi said and push down the tower as soon as possible. Everyone stopped talking and began to leave the tower to clear the line of troops. 5 people were on Fang Yi's side. Naturally, there was no one to defend the upper and lower groups on the opposite side. If we don't push now, when will we wait? At this time, the 5 people from the Martial Arts Academy on the opposite side were already clearing the line of troops. Fang Yi stood under the energy tower and did not go out. His behavior makes people think that he is scared. Boom, boom. The 3 mechanical soldiers were quickly cleared by several people on the opposite side. Then, the 5 people came to the tower. Seeing Fang Yi standing under the tower, the leader suddenly smiled and said, Your name is Fang Yi, right? I heard that Zhao Fusheng and others fell into your hands. I hope you can hold on a little longer and don't let me win too easily. Oh, by the way, my name is Shen Fei. I inherited the talent of the 3rd S-class hero, Silver Fang, and I am also the strongest among the freshmen of Martial Arts Academy. Last time in the Forbidden Area number 3, you were the one who kidnapped the zombies, right? I will settle this account with you slowly in the future. After hearing Shen Fei's words, Fang Yi had no expression on his face. Shen Fei's threat was simply a joke to him. However, Fang Yi finally understood why the opponent chose Yi Bolu's route, which was the middle route. It was obvious. It was Shen Fei who came to him on purpose. Just after Shen Fei finished speaking, the military line behind him finally entered the cordon of Fang Yi's energy tower. The energy tower immediately activated. From the defense mode, it changed into attack mode and launched an attack on the mechanical soldiers. The attack of the energy tower seemed to be a signal. Cao Zishang, superior, Shen Fei shouted. Suddenly, a muscular young man wearing a vest quickly rushed towards Fang Yi and launched an attack. This man is the talented successor of the S-class hero, Vest Venerable, and has a strong physical talent. The defense power is extremely high. In terms of defense power in Wan Academy, he is second only to Zhao Fusheng. Obviously, this man named Cao Zishang is specially used to carry towers and damage. Shen Fei and others, he also quickly got into the warning coil of the energy tower. As soon as Cao Zishang took action, he quickly besieged Fang Yi. Puff! There was a soft sound. The palms of Fang Yi's hands were already ignited with blazing flames. Looking at Cao Zishang rushing over, Fang Yi said nothing and rewarded him with a fire fist move. Call. The blazing flames attacked and killed Cao Zishang. Cao Zishang was not fast and had no time to avoid, so he chose to resist. Boom! The fire fist hit Cao Zishang and exploded into a huge fire. Even Shen Fei and others behind Cao Zishang could clearly feel the blazing high temperature. Ah! Cao Zishang suddenly let out a miserable howl. However, he did not fall down. He actually withstood Fang Yi's blow. Now, it was Fang Yi's turn to be a little surprised. You know, he had just received the increase of red buff. The fire fist's damage increased by at least 10%. This Cao Zishang was able to withstand it without falling, which is really good. Fang Yi estimated that the opponent's physical attribute was probably close to 300. He is worthy of being a god of martial arts. The proud son of the academy. He is indeed powerful. Of course, no matter how powerful he is, he cannot be as powerful as Fang Yi. Fang Yi is surprised here. As for Shen Fei and others, they were shocked. They were well aware of Cao Zishang's defensive power. Even Shen Fei himself might not be able to beat Cao Zishang so badly if he used a unique set of tricks. Yes, Cao Zishang looks quite miserable now. He received a fire punch from Fang Yi. Although he didn't fall down, it didn't feel good at all. There were large areas of burns on his body. In some places, even the skin was gone, and the flesh and blood were festering, causing burning pain. If Fang Yi punches him again, he might be able to kill this guy. What are you still doing? Kill him, Cao Zishang roared, enduring the severe pain, and rushed towards Fang Yi. Shen Fei knew that he could not give Fang Yi another chance to take action, otherwise. Once Cao Zishang died, their plan would be disrupted. Flowing rock-shattering fist, Shen Fei roared, and his whole body turned into a stream of light and rushed towards Fang Yi. In just a blink of an eye, Shen Fei rushed in front of Fang Yi. Quick, Shen Fei was very fast. His team members were all just seeing a phantom. Shen Fei rushed over. However, Shen Fei's speed was still not enough in front of Fang Yi. Looking at Shen Fei rushing over, Fang Yi raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth, clenched his fists, and followed flame, punched out. If Shen Fei's speed is as fast as a phantom, then Fang Yi's speed is as fast as lightning. Others couldn't see whether Fang Yi made a move, and Shen Fei took a punch from Fang Yi. Boom! Fires shot into the sky. Shen Fei, who rushed over, exploded on the spot in front of Fang Yi. It really exploded. It exploded into pieces and left debris all over the ground. Although in terms of real combat effectiveness, Shen Fei was stronger than Cao Zishang. But the most powerful aspect is his attack speed. And his speed was completely crushed by Fang Yi. Therefore, Shen Fei was stunned. He received a punch from Fang Yi in the front, and it also had a flame effect. It was strange that he was not cool. His opponent Shen Fei was stunned. Fang Yi didn't even need to use serious punch. Ordinary punches can be easily done. As Shen Fei died, everyone under the tower was slightly startled. Shen Fei died so fast that no one could see clearly what happened. Don't talk about them, even Shen Fei. I probably don't even understand how I died. Did he die from Fang Yi's fist or from Fang Yi's flame explosion? Just when everyone was in a daze, Fang Yi would not be polite and take action again. With a fire fist, Cao Zishang, who was seriously injured, was sent back to the spring. Then launch an attack on the remaining 3 people. Sea of fire. Fang Yi rushed into the middle of the 3 people and slammed his palms down. A large amount of flames emerged from his hands and wrapped around him. Boom! There was an explosion. Fire shot into the sky, and the entire tower turned into a sea of fire. In the sea of fire, the screams of 3 people came. But Fang Yi was safe. Because the flames he released would not burn him, which was miraculous. In other words, when he released the flames, Fang Yi has a high degree of immunity to flames. Then, the energy tower also launched an attack on them. The 3 people from Wan Academy were trapped alive under the energy tower. Contestant, Fang Yi, single killed contestant, Shen Fei. Contestant, Fang Yi, double killed contestant, Cao Zishang. Contestant, Fang Yi, killed contestant, Wang Hao, 3 times. Contestant, Fang Yi, killed contestant, Sun Yongho, 4 times. Contestant, Fang Yi, killed contestant, Wang Yiming, 5 times. Huge announcements sounded one after another. The entire canyon, and even the entire venue, can hear it clearly. Another wave of 5 kills. And this time the 5 kills were far more shocking than the last 5 kills. In the audience, countless spectators looked at the canyon projection in midair, their eyes becoming dull. The huge venue fell into an eerie silence at this moment. This is because all the viewers couldn't believe the battle they just saw. What did they just see? The entire team of 5 people from Martial Saint Academy was killed by one person from the middle of Martial Saint Academy. This is not 5 against 5, but 1 against 5. The middle lane of Wusheng Academy is like a god coming down from heaven. The damage from the explosion was too severe, a 1-on-5 phenomenon. In fact, it's not like it hasn't happened before. However, what usually appears as a powerful academy member who single-handedly defeats the team of a rubbish academy. Like one person coming out of Martial God Academy and defeating the entire team of Martial Saint Academy. This is normal, but today, this situation turned out to be the other way around. A student from the most trashy school, Martial Saint Academy, actually killed a team from the number 1 academy in the country by himself. This kind of the completely subversive scene is really unbelievable. After a while, the commentator's trembling voice finally sounded. Oh my god, it's so unbelievable. The middle-level student from Wusheng Academy actually single-handedly destroyed the team from Wusheng Academy. We witnessed a miracle. This middle student is really terrifyingly strong. At this moment, I am at a loss for words. I can't find any adjectives to describe this student. I can only say that he is a true genius. Ah, my assistant just told me the name of this student from Wusheng Academy. His name is Fang Yi. Please remember this name, he will definitely have a place among the strong men in the future. The commentator's voice was filled with excitement as he spoke. Until this moment, the audience was in an uproar and made countless comments. That guy is so fierce. I almost knelt down to this boss. Being able to use his flame talent to such an extent, this guy's mental attributes are definitely super high. What is the god descending to earth and striking 5? This is the real god coming down to earth and striking 5. Is it Fang Yi? I remember this name. It's too cruel, just kill 5 of them. Although there is the help of the energy tower, this record is enough to defy the heavens. Now the people of Wusheng Academy will be in bad luck. Do you think that with Fang Yi in Wusheng Academy, will he be able to win the championship? There really is a chance to win the championship. Dark Horse, this year's freshman competition, the biggest dark horse has appeared. Ah, I bet 20,000 yuan on Wusheng Academy, 8 times the odds. I'm going to get rich this time, ha ha ha. There was a lot of excitement in the audience. The entire venue was filled with all kinds of discussions. Everyone knows that the biggest dark horse in this year's freshman competition has appeared. There are dark horses every year. But this year's dark horse is a bit big. He is simply a black dragon, and he comes from a pheasant university. Now, in the audience, several teachers and leaders from Wusheng Academy could not help but cheer. Especially Yan Tai. They couldn't help but stood up from their seats and shouted loudly. Fang Yi's 5-kill wave just now was so invigorating that Yan Tai could easily vent his frustration. On the contrary, it is the seat of Martial God Academy. Seeing their students being wiped out in waves, the faces of the teachers and leaders of Wusheng Academy changed drastically. The vice principal looked even more disbelieving, and then glared at Wang Liang fiercely, only. At this moment, Wang Liang no longer had the time to observe the vice principal's attitude. How could this happen? Wang Liang murmured to himself, with a horrified look on his face. He never thought that the young man named Fang Yi would be so strong that he could kill the entire team of Martial Arts Academy. This is definitely a threat to Martial Arts Academy. An extremely dangerous signal. Maybe the game will be lost. Thinking of this, Wang Liang's scalp went numb. Once Wusheng Academy is really eliminated in the second round, they will all be punished when they return to school. Punishment. What's even more frightening is that Wang Liang secretly told Shen Fei about Yi Bo Lu's tactics. If Shen Fei shakes him out, he will really be dead. It's impossible, there's no way Martial God Academy could lose. At this time, Wang Liang was like a gambler who was eager to lose, staring at the canyon projection in midair. He was looking forward to the final victory of Martial Arts Academy. Only if Martial Arts Academy won, could he escape calamity. In the canyon, Fang Yi's teammates were all excited at this moment. They had already heard the reminder of Fang Yi's 5 kills just now. Boss Fang Yi, you are too strong. Elder brother, from now on, you are my big brother. Lu Qiangsheng and Zheng Bing spoke one after another, looking like they wanted to hug their thighs. Zhao Shengnan laughed and scolded. I said you too, can you be more reserved? You are still men after all. I am different, I am a woman. Brother Fang Yi, I wonder if you still lack some pendants on your legs. Su Zaichou smiled and said nothing. But her pretty face was full of pride. The man this girl has fallen in love with is indeed extraordinary. Okay. Hurry up and push the tower. The other side is about to be resurrected. Fang Yi said with a smile. Zheng Bing quickly said, Brother, I'm pushing. I can demolish one of their towers right away. Zhao Shengnan was not to be outdone. I am also fast here. A moment later, a new announcement came. Contestant, Su Zaichou, destroyed the enemy defense tower. Contestant, Zheng Bing, destroyed the enemy defense tower. The people from Wusheng Academy wanted to make a wave, but not only did they not succeed, they were wiped out by the Fang Yi group and lost 2 defense towers. This wave was a huge loss. Outside world, Seeing that one of the defense towers up and down the martial arts academy was demolished, the commentator immediately spoke. In this wave of the Martial God Academy, not only did they not succeed in pushing the middle lane, but they also lost 2 energy towers. It can be said to be a heavy loss. The current situation is not good for the Martial God Academy. If Wushan Academy cannot come up with better tactics next time, I am afraid they will lose this time. After hearing the commentator's words, the instructors of Wushan Academy all had ugly expressions. In the backstage lounge, several students from Jingcheng University looked at the competition on the projection with solemn expressions. They also saw the wave of Fang Yi's counterattack against Wushan Academy just now. At this moment, Fang Yi has become the #1 opponent in the minds of these people. There's something wrong with his flames. In the lounge of Beijing University, the leading woman said, ordinary flames cannot cause such strong damage, and they seem to have explosive properties. When everyone heard the words, they were thoughtful. Are there any heroes who use fire in Forbidden Land? No. Someone asked. No, another person said. I heard that Fang Yi's flame talent was accidentally obtained from the #2 Forbidden Area. Oh, is there such a thing? He completed the 3rd most difficult task. No, it's the first mission, but it's the highest mission rating. If Wushan Academy loses this game, this person will become our biggest opponent. We have to think carefully, what tactics should we use if we encounter the Wushan Academy team? In fact, the other people in Wushan Academy are not a worry, but this kid is a bit troublesome. Right, as long as you hold this kid back, it's not difficult to defeat them. Several team members from Jingcheng University were discussing. The leading woman said, next, you all watch the game carefully. If Wushan Academy loses, we must learn from their lessons. In the canyon, all the members of Wushan Academy don't know yet, but some people are already treating them as negative teaching materials. Hold, what happened just now? Shen Fei, how come you were instantly killed? The newly resurrected Cao Zishang had a very unkind tone. He tried his best to create an opportunity. Unexpectedly, his teammates were so incompetent that they were all defeated. Facing Cao Zishang's questioning, Shen Fei remained silent. In fact, he didn't even look at him. Qing, how did the opponent kill him? Say something. Shen Fei, what happened just now? Cao Zishang asked. Say what? Shen Fei said helplessly. I only know that that person was faster than me, and the damage caused by the burst was very high. I didn't even have time to use my special move, and he was directly killed by him. Hiss. After hearing this, the teammates took a deep breath. Impossible, teammate Wang Hao said. His fire attack power is so high, he must have added mental attributes to his attributes. How could he have extra attributes to increase his speed? Sun Yonghao said, but what I saw was that he stood still and didn't move. Captain, you rushed over and exploded on the spot. Maybe it wasn't that he was fast, but that his flame talent was weird. Now is not the time to discuss this. Wang Yiming said, we still think about how to win this game. After hearing this, everyone was silent for a moment. Then, Sun Yonghao said, I have to admit, that kid is indeed very strong. If we don't contain him, I'm afraid we will be in big trouble. Shen Fei said, Old Sun is right. Next, Yiming and Lao Sao, you two go to the middle to contain him. You don't need to kill the kid, as long as you drag him in the middle. Lao Sun, you hold the top lane, and Mouse Wang Hao and I will attack the bottom lane. This Shen Fei deserves to be the captain, and he quickly formulated new tactics. Don't worry, everyone, there is a rubbish pheasant university across the street. Except for that kid, no one else cares about it. Shen Fei encouraged everyone. Everyone nodded silently, and no one raised any objections. The main reason is that Shen Fei's combination is very reasonable. Cao Zishang has strong defense and can withstand Fang Yi's damage a little, while Wang Yiming has long-range attacks. With the cooperation of the two of them, defending the tower and clearing the troop line should not be a big problem. Shen Fei and Wang Hao are both damage-dealing members, and they are suitable for attacking the opponent. Since everyone has no objections, let's start taking action. As Shen Fei finished speaking, everyone in the Martial God Academy began to take action. However, they had calculated everything, but they failed to calculate that the Martial Saint Academy opposite also changed their formation. You all come to the middle road to gather. Fang Yi's voice suddenly sounded in the communicator. Everyone at Wusheng Academy was shocked when they heard this. Fang Yi, are they starting to attack the middle again? Su Zaichou couldn't help but ask. No, since they had failed once, how could they not learn a lesson? I'm definitely changing my tactics now. What do you mean? It is rude to come and not reciprocate. Fang Yi said with a smile. We will also give them a wave and catch them by surprise. Actually, Fang Yi made this decision based on many considerations. Surprise was only one of them. What he was most worried about was that if Martial God Academy attacked other roads, Su Zaichou and the others would not be able to stop it. After all, Martial Saint Academy's side, the overall strength of the team members, except for him, is worse than that of the Martial God Academy. Even Su Zaichou, who lacks heroic talent, is much weaker than her opponent. If the Martial God Academy chooses to attack other ways, Su Zaichou and others may not be able to resist. In this case, Fang Yi must of course make changes. Being beaten passively is not Fang Yi's style. I see. Su Zaichou was very smart, and after a little thought, he understood Fang Yi's considerations. She was naturally very willing to cooperate with Fang Yi. Everyone else also went to the middle road. Outside world. When he saw the Martial Arts Academy making tactical adjustments, the commentator's voice rang out. Sure enough, Martial Arts Academy adjusted its strategy. It is true that the middle lane of the Martial Saint students is too strong. If they continue to attack hard, they are likely to face failure again. Adjusting their tactics is inevitable. We can see that the people from Wusheng Academy are divided into 3 groups, and 2 people are sent to the middle group, which should be used to contain Fang Yi. It seems that Fang Yi is indeed too strong. Even the geniuses of Wusheng Academy, it takes 2 people to have the confidence to control. Their captain went to the bottom lane. Martial God Academy's attack route this time should be the bottom lane. This tactical adjustment of Martial God Academy, not to mention how good it is also very appropriate. Speaking of this, the commentator suddenly exclaimed, "Ah! Everyone, look at the Wusheng Academy. They have also made tactical adjustments. All their team members are gathering in the middle. Oh my god, they are not planning to give Wusheng Academy a chance, right? This is really so exciting. A wave of flow. Very easy to roll over. Usually it is a powerful party with absolutely superior strength that dares to do this. Now, Pheasant University Wusheng College wants to give the top school in the country a shot, let alone the commentator." Even the audience thought that Wusheng Academy was crazy. Let me go, Martial Saint Academy really wants to give Martial Saint Academy a run for its money. Is it too bloated? Do you really think that Fang Yi can crush the Martial God Academy if he wins once? Who is in command here at Wusheng Academy? Too willful. I think the command at Wusheng Academy is normal. A reverse flow at this time will definitely have an unexpected effect. Maybe it will be successful. Yes, I also think that Wusheng Academy is right to do this. After all, except for Fang Yi, the other team members at Wusheng Academy are not very good at it. If it drags on, it will be easy for Wusheng Academy to find a comeback opportunity. From your analysis, it seems to make sense. There are still many smart people in the melon-eating audience. Many people saw Fang Yi's intention. In the canyon, all members of Wusheng Academy have gathered in the middle. At this time, the second wave of troops also arrived in the middle. Superior. As Fang Yi's order was issued, everyone immediately rushed forward and eliminated the 3 mechanical soldiers. On the other side of Wusheng Academy, Cao Zishang and Wang Yiming had just arrived at the dividing line in the middle when they saw all the people from Wusheng Academy opposite. The team members gathered together, and their expressions suddenly changed. Not good. Cao Zishang yelled and immediately contacted other team members. Shen Fei, everyone on the opposite side is in the middle. They probably want to attack us. I'm afraid Yiming and I can't stop it. Come quickly to support. Hearing the words coming from the communicator, Shen Fei and others were stunned. They never expected that Wusheng Academy would be so bold and dare to use wave style against them. Just hold on, we'll be right here. Shen Fei shouted. Everyone, go to the middle to support. At this time, Fang Yi and others had already cleared the line of troops. He didn't even wait for the troops to enter the tower, and directly ordered, Shengnan, rush in. Although Zhao Shengnan is a girl, She has the highest physique among them all, except Fang Yi, and can withstand several attacks from the energy tower. Fang Yi's physique is higher. It's just that Fang Yi doesn't want to expose his physically powerful side, lest anyone suspect that something is wrong with his attributes and then doubt the hero he was once compatible with. After hearing Fang Yi's words, Zhao Shengnan rushed into the warning coil of the energy tower without saying a word. She is actually quite timid. However, you can still be resurrected after death in the canyon, and the pain is much reduced, so you naturally become brave. Boom! An energy bomb immediately hit Zhao Shengnan. Zhao Shengnan let out a cry of pain, but still did not retreat. Fang Yi and others quickly followed. Cao Zishang on the opposite side saw this and immediately said to Wang Yiming next to him, "Do it, kill him." The meat shield girl on the opposite side. A lot of playing cards suddenly appeared in Wang Yiming's hand. This guy inherited the talent of the 7th, Magic Master, of the A-level hero. He has versatile abilities and can use playing cards to attack. Call. Just when Wang Yiming was about to take action, a ball of flame rushed towards him. Before the attack could come, the blazing wave of air rushed towards him. Wang Yiming was shocked and quickly spread out all the poker cards, forming a formation in front of him, protective barrier. Boom! Fang Yi's fire fist hit Wang Yiming's playing cards and exploded immediately. Although Wang Yiming dodged in time, he was injured by the aftermath and flew backwards, falling heavily to the ground. Not dead, just missing half my life. Yiming, are you okay? Cao Zishang asked quickly. Can't die. Sudden, an arrow flew over silently and hit him directly in the head. Before Wang Yiming could finish his words, he opened his eyes wide and fell down unwillingly. It was Su Zichou who took action and added an arrow to Wang Yiming, who was remnant of blood, and successfully took the head. Labor and management are fighting with you. Cao Zishang shouted and rushed towards everyone. In fact, he couldn't do anything without taking action. The military line had already entered the tower. If he didn't take action, the tower would be destroyed. Seeing Cao Zishang rushing towards them, everyone naturally didn't say anything. All attacks, all call to Cao Zishang. Cao Zishang didn't last for 2 seconds before he was killed by everyone. This guy's head was taken by Zhao Shengnan. Zhao Shengnan, retreat quickly. Fang Yi ordered. He saw that Zhao Shengnan was covered with scars after being attacked by several energy towers. At this time, there was no one guarding the tower, so naturally there was no need to carry it anymore. The right solution was to withdraw and let the soldiers take the damage. Zhao Shengnan jumped out quickly, warning circle. The attack from the energy tower also automatically falls on the military line. Destroy the tower quickly. Without Fang Yi's reminder, everyone was already working hard to demolish the tower. A few seconds later, boom, the first energy tower in the middle exploded. Until this moment, Shen Fei and others were belatedly arriving. Although the death of his teammates and the demolition of the energy tower made Shen Fei feel resentful, but he's still maintaining sanity. Don't fight them head on, it's more important to defend the tower, go to the second tower. Shen Fei shouted. Hold on until Lao Cao and the others are resurrected. Shen Fei's judgment is correct. At this time, they should really guard the tower, use the help of the energy tower, and deal with Fang Yi and others. If they fight head-on, none of the 5 of them are Fang Yi's opponent, let alone the 3 of them. It's 5. Only when Cao Zishang is resurrected, 5 versus 5, and with the help of the energy tower can they have any hope of winning. Watching the 3 people running into the second energy tower, Fang Yi asked Zhao Shengnan. How about it? Can you still withstand it? Zhao Shengnan put on a tomboyish look and said, no problem. Good. Fang Yi immediately ordered. Continue to attack, don't give them a chance to gather together. Actually, if Fang Yi is willing to take the initiative to reveal his full strength, there is no need to go to such trouble. He can push all the way and directly destroy the opponent's crystal in 1 minute. However, Fang Yi's current strength is not strong enough. To be on the safe side, he needs to keep a low profile for the time being. When he becomes truly invincible, it won't matter. At that time, even if others discover his terrifying attributes, Fang Yi will not be afraid. Someone will force him to tell him about Saitama's physique. Secret. If you dare to come, just punch. The outside world. The commentator's voice sounded. The current situation of Wan Academy is very dangerous. It will take about 25 seconds for the 2 team members who died just now to be resurrected. It will take at least 40 seconds for them to reach the second tower in the middle after they are resurrected. I'm afraid the other 3 are also dying. If this continues, it will become an infinite nesting doll situation. The manpower at Wan Academy has been unable to be gathered, and it has fallen into an endless loop. Now it depends on whether the commander at Martial Arts Academy makes a bold decision. In the canyon, Shen Fei actually realized what the commentator saw. Seeing the menacing Wan Academy and others, Shen Fei said to his teammates, "If the second tower cannot be defended later, give up the second tower. Don't fight them head-on. Wait for Lao Cao and the others to resurrect." Seeing his teammates confused, with a look on his face, Shen Fei said, "There are only 3 of us, but the opponent is full. If we fight hard, we will suffer a loss. If we also die, it will be very dangerous. The other party may work hard to take our crystals. Only when Lao Cao and the others arrive and all the members are present can we truly give it a try." His 2 teammates heard this and immediately understood what Shen Fei said. Half a minute later, the second tower was successfully demolished by Fang Yi and others. Shen Fei and others directly abandoned the second tower and retreated to the high ground. Outside world, seeing Shen Fei voluntarily abandoning the second tower, the commentator praised. The captain of Wan Academy is a sensible person. Giving up the second tower at this time is indeed the best choice. Both sides are now at full strength, and all members of Wan Academy are at full strength, so they can fight. The next battle will probably be the one that determines the outcome. If Martial Arts Academy loses, Martial Arts Academy can directly dismantle their crystals within the time they are resurrected. All Martial Arts Academy cannot lose in this wave. As for Wan Academy, as long as it has the advantage, even if it loses this time, there should be another chance to come back. There was no way, the student named Fang Yi was too strong. He had previously defeated a wave of Martial God Academy and gained too many advantages for Martial Saint Academy. He also counterattacked a wave of people, which really caught Martial God Academy off guard, lost 2 towers in a row. Speaking of which, I don't know if you have noticed that from the beginning to the present, Wan Academy has always had the upper hand in this game, overpowering Wan Academy. You know, Wan College is still eyeing the title of the #1 college in our country. Wan College can push Wan College to this level, which is enough to be proud of. After hearing the explanation, the audience felt that this was indeed the case, but the atmosphere in the instructor's seat of Martial Arts Academy was not very good. Being forced to do this by a pheasant university makes all the teachers and leaders lose face. Even if the final result is that Martial Arts Academy wins, this competition is not an honor, but a shame. What's more, I don't know if I can win now. Xiao Wang, the vice principal, said to Wang Liang in a bad tone, "You are their tactics teacher. How do you usually teach them? This is actually not a tactical problem. It's a misjudgment of one's own strength. I was too confident and thought that one wave could solve the opponent. In the end, I was killed in a wave. Wrong step, wrong step. That's why I ended up where I am now." Of course, even if Wang Liang knew this, he would not be stupid enough to refute the leader. A few criticisms from the leader are nothing. If you can let the leader vent his anger, even better. If the leader is thinking about messing with you, then that is really no peace. Principal, this is my responsibility. However, we have not lost yet. As long as we win and finally win the championship, all the glory will still belong to us. Wang Liang was obviously filled with hatred in his heart, but his outward attitude was very low-key. After hearing Wang Liang's words, the vice principal snorted coldly and said, "It's best to win the championship, otherwise it won't be easy for me to explain when I go back. It's even harder for you to explain." When Fang Yi and others arrived at the high ground, Shen Fei and others were already full. The 5 of them stood under the Highland Tower, ready to attack. Seeing this formation, Su Zichou and others' faces suddenly became serious. They all know that the next battle will directly affect the outcome of the game. Don't even dare to be careless in the slightest. "Fang Yi, how do we fight?" Su Zichou asked. Others also looked at Fang Yi. Ever since Fang Yi killed 5 people in a wave, Zhao Shengnan and the others began to worship Fang Yi so much that they fell into admiration. Naturally, they also regarded Fang Yi, regarded as the backbone. After hearing Su Zaichou's words, Fang Yi suddenly smiled and made an unexpected result. Let's withdraw. Everyone follow me. After hearing this, everyone was stunned. Fang Yi turned around and left. Although everyone didn't know what Fang Yi was going to do, they could only follow him. And Fang Yi's operation brought the Martial God Academy opposite to I was dumbfounded. The 5 of them were even prepared to fight to the death, but Fang Yi walked away. It was like punching with all his strength, but it hit the cotton. It was so uncomfortable to die. What are these fools doing? Cao Zishang, who had a hot temper, cursed directly. Shen Fei and others also had ugly faces. They didn't know what the opposite Wusheng Academy wanted to do when they suddenly acted like this. No matter what they do, we can't take it lightly. Shen Fei gritted his teeth and said, we'll stay here. This approach is helpless. What Shen Fei is worried about is that if they separate, they are likely to be defeated by Fang Yi individually. Once a team battle is initiated, they will be uneven and fall into passivity. Outside world, seeing the team from Wusheng Academy, they were about to start a team battle, but they suddenly turned around and left. Countless spectators were confused and felt uncomfortable at the same time. The final battle that everyone has been waiting for so long. In the end, he said he wouldn't fight anymore. People have been waiting for it for so long in vain. What are these people from Wusheng Academy doing? Why did you stop fighting suddenly? What operation is this? Shouldn't we take the high ground in one go at this time? Obviously, as long as the Martial Saint Academy team is wiped out in one wave, victory will be achieved. What's wrong with the Martial Saint Academy? Can you play? I waited so long in vain. Who is the commander of Wusheng Academy? Is your brain caught in the door? Don't talk about the audience. Even the commentator was puzzled. It is really puzzling that Wusheng Academy changed its mind at this time, but I believe that the commanders of Wusheng Academy will not make stupid mistakes. Their move must have important consequences. Purpose. In the canyon, Su Zaichou couldn't help but ask Fang Yi, Fang Yi, do you have any plans? Everyone also looked at Fang Yi. No plan, Fang Yi said. Although we currently have an advantage, if something unexpected happens in the team battle just now, the advantage we strive for will probably be lost. Now, we must expand our advantage and not give Wusheng Academy any chance to make a comeback. Hearing Fang Yi's words, Su Zaichou's mind flashed, and he seemed to have thought of something. Fang Yi, are you going to take us there? Su Zaichou is very smart. When Su Zi heard Fang Yi say that he wanted to expand his advantage and not give Wusheng Academy a chance to make a comeback, the first thing Su Zi could think of was increase. And in the canyon, the one with the greatest amplification effect is the Dark Tyrant. Fang Yi, do you want to kill the Dark Tyrant? Su Zaichou asked in surprise. Seeing Fang Yi smiling and nodding, everyone was shocked. No one expected that Fang Yi would choose to kill the Dark Tyrant at this time. Fang Yi said, now, after a series of blows from us on the other side, at this time they must be careful and don't dare to run around in the wild area. Therefore, we can kill the Dark Tyrant with confidence. With the increase of Dark Tyrant, if we go all in the middle and force the opponent into a team battle, we will have a greater chance of winning. After hearing Fang Yi's analysis, everyone felt that it made sense. Zhao Shengnan suddenly asked, what if they come to rob me? Fang Yi smiled faintly, I'm afraid they won't come. If they come to rob them, without the protection of the energy tower, we will destroy them on the spot. Seeing that Fang Yi had considered all aspects, everyone was speechless and agreed with Fang Yi's plan. Although Fang Yi's plan is not particularly clever, it is very safe. Once successful, the effect will definitely be very good. There is no reason not to agree. Soon, they followed Fang Yi and came to the territory of the Dark Tyrant. Outside world. Until now, only then did the countless viewers who were watching the live broadcast understand Fang Yi's plan. The commentator's eyes lit up and he said loudly, it turns out that the people from Wusheng Academy are planning to get the Dark Tyrant's amplification. I have to say that the person who can think of getting the amplification at this time is definitely the commander of Wusheng Academy. A wise man. Now the contestants of Martial God Academy have become frightened birds, and they will definitely not dare to come out to compete. And once Martial Saint Academy gets the increase of Dark Tyrant, its strength will be greatly improved, because the increase of Dark Tyrant is the increase of all members. Whether it is damage, speed, or defense, they are all increased by about 30%. With the increase of Dark Tyrant, Wusheng Academy will have a greater chance of winning by then. Now Wusheng Academy is really in danger. What the commentator said was quite conservative. Now, anyone with a discerning eye can see it. Once Martial Saint Academy gets the Dark Tyrant's increase, Martial Saint Academy will definitely lose. Countless spectators are whispering. The commander at Martial Saint Academy is so ruthless. It's really cruel. They obviously have the advantage, but they don't start a group. Instead, they run to get the Tyrant boost. This kind of strategy is more stable. Once successful, Wusheng Academy will be as stable as an old dog. It seems that Wusheng Academy is going to lose this game. I really didn't expect that Wusheng Academy would be eliminated in the second round. Ha ha ha, well done. I bet 5,000 yuan on Wusheng Academy, and I won 8 times the odds. It was so cool. I heard the discussion in my ears. At the tutor table of Martial Arts Academy, the faces of all the teachers and leaders became extremely ugly. How could they not know something that even the audience could see? Especially Wang Liang, his face turned pale and he was covered in cold sweat. Next, if Martial Saint Academy succeeds in getting the Tyrant, unless a miracle occurs, the probability of Martial Saint Academy losing is as high as 80%. Why, Shen Fei, hurry up and stop it, hurry up. Wang Liang murmured to himself, clenching his hands so tightly that his nails dug into his palms without even noticing. The atmosphere at the instructor's table of Wusheng Academy was exactly the opposite to that at Wusheng Academy. Every instructor had a look of surprise on their face. Teacher Yan, among this year's participating teams, who is the conductor? The dean couldn't help but ask. Yan Tai immediately said, it should be their captain, Su Zaichou. Oh, I remember that this classmate Xiao Su and that classmate Fang Yi were both students in your class, right? The students you teach are great. The dean looked very happy. When I get back, I will definitely go to the principal and ask you for credit. Hearing this, the other teachers looked at Yan Tai with envy and hatred. They knew that with these two students, Yan Tai would become prosperous. Alas, why can't they meet such a good student? Yan Tai quickly said humbly, it's all the leaders who command well. The dean was very happy when he heard this. The fight started. A teacher reminded. Everyone immediately looked at the canyon projection in midair seriously. In the canyon, there was a battle going on in the river at the moment. Zhao Shengnan shouted and rushed over first, waking up the Dark Tyrant and seeking hatred. Zheng Bing and Lu Qiangsheng assisted from the side. Once Zhao Shengnan can't hold on any longer, they will take over. Su Zaichou stood behind, focusing on shooting arrows and dealing damage. Fang Yi was also dealing damage, and his fire fist kept attacking the Dark Tyrant. At the same time, he also has to control the overall situation. Boom, boom, the fire fists kept exploding on the Dark Tyrant. Before long, most of the Dark Tyrant's blood volume was removed. Roar, the Dark Tyrant seemed to be irritated, and he looked up to the sky and let out a roar. Then, Fang Yi noticed that there was an electric light flashing on the Dark Tyrant's back. Fang Yi's expression changed, and he immediately reminded loudly, quickly retreat. It's going to be bigger. Zhao Shengnan, who was attracting hatred, immediately stepped away after hearing this. Zheng Bing and Lu Qiangsheng did the same. The next moment, sizzling, a large amount of electric light erupted around the body of the Dark Tyrant, and countless electric lights swirled around, forming a death zone. Zhao Shengnan and others were secretly shocked when they saw this. If Fang Yi hadn't reminded them just now, with their current blood volume, they would definitely be out of sorts if they were hit by this move. Zaichou, kill it, Fang Yi reminded, taking advantage of the Dark Tyrant's opportunity to enlarge his moves and increase the output of the fire fist. Call, 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 the sounds of breaking through the air were heard one after another. Exploding flames kept appearing on the body of the Dark Tyrant. For a moment, the flames shot into the sky. The Dark Tyrant was completely submerged in the sea of fire. Fang Yi's method of playing regardless of consumption, the effect it's very obvious. The blood bar above the Dark Tyrant's head is bottoming out at a speed visible to the naked eye. In addition, Su Zaichou is here to attack. Finally. Woo! The Dark Tyrant who had just used his ultimate move let out an unwilling roar and fell into the flames. Contestant, Fang Yi, successfully killed the Dark Tyrant. A huge announcement sounded, causing Zhao Shengnan and others to burst into cheers. Finally killed this big guy. Next moment, Fang Yi felt dizzy, staggered and almost fell down. It was Su Zaichou who had the sharp eyesight and quickly helped Fang Yi. Fang Yi, are you okay? Su Zaichou asked relatedly. Seeing this, the others also showed concern. Fang Yi smiled and said, it's okay, the mental energy is a bit exhausted. It was not Fang Yi's deliberate pretense, but it really consumed too much mental energy, making him feel that his brain was exhausted. His Raging Flame ability increases damage based on mental power, and using Raging Flames will naturally consume mental power. The previous wave of 5 kills consumed a lot of Fang Yi's mental energy, which has never been replenished. In addition, Fang Yi's mental power was somewhat over-expended due to the continuous use of fire fists to kill the Dark Tyrant. Let's go back to the city first, replenish some status, and then push directly through the middle. Fang Yi said. At this time, the increase of the Dark Tyrant has been attached to everyone. Everyone can feel it. Their bodies have become light and their bodies are full of power. After hearing Fang Yi's words, everyone chose teleport back to the spring. Wen Shenfei and others hear the announcement just now. Everyone's expressions changed drastically. Oops. Cao Zishang shouted. Those fools turned out to be fighting the tyrant. I remember that the tyrant's increase was a 30% increase in damage, defense, and speed each, right? Their strength. It's over, it's over. Next, they will definitely attack directly from the middle. Can we still stop them? Hearing the pessimistic words of his teammates, Shen Fei's face was very ugly. Don't be discouraged, we may not lose, Shen Fei said loudly. However, no one responded to him at all. Shen Fei also knew that he had no confidence in what he said. Before, 5 against 1, he could not beat others. Now, with the increase of Dark Tyrant, his strength is even stronger. How can we still fight after going up to the next floor? At this moment, even Shen Fei himself feels that the hope of victory has become slim. Once this person loses confidence, he is basically doomed. So, when Fang Yi and others returned, the city's replenishment state was completed, and they came with the Tyrant boost. Shen Fei and others only resisted symbolically, but they were destroyed by the group. 3 of them were instantly killed by Fang Yi. Shen Fei used Lu Shui Rock Shatter, Fist, replaced a Zhao Shengnan. The human shield was in front, vulnerable to damage, and was finally shot to death by Su Zaichou. Lu Qiangsheng and Zheng Bing worked together to kill the last person. And as Shen Fei and others joined forces after being destroyed, the Highland Tower and crystal became unattended. After a moment, boom, the crystal exploded into pieces all over the ground. 1. Lu Qiangsheng and Zheng Bing cheered. Outside world. Countless spectators still felt a sense of unreality when they looked at the crystal that was blown into pieces all over the floor in the projection. Really won. Winning, Wusheng Academy won. Although I had seen before that Wusheng Academy was going to win, but, when I actually saw this moment, I still felt a little unbelievable. Yes, after all, Martial Arts Academy is still nominally the #1 academic institution in the country, but what about Martial Arts Academy? It's just Pheasant University, I didn't expect it. The most awesome super dark horse in history was officially born today. Brothers, we have witnessed a miracle. Ha ha ha, good win. My 5,000 yuan turned into 40,000 yuan. Brother, can you stop talking about your 5,000 yuan? I lost a 20,000. Do you think that Wusheng Academy can win the championship in this freshman competition? With that guy named Fang Yi here, it's really possible. That kid is too strong, and his fire damage is super high. He could even kill people from the Martial God Academy in seconds. I don't think it works, right? The reason why Fang Yi was so fast just now was because of the increase of Dark Tyrant. In any case, Wusheng Academy is the biggest dark horse this year. I am full of expectations for where it can go. If I had known that Wusheng Academy was so strong, I should have beaten them in the previous 2 games. It was such a huge upset. The audience was talking a lot. The host hurriedly came on stage and announced loudly, the second round, the 47th game, the winner is Wusheng Academy. Let us congratulate Wusheng Academy for successfully advancing to the next round. As the host announced, the audience burst into warm applause. Although the victory of Wusheng Academy caused many people to lose their gambling money, but no matter what, it is still a joy to see a dark horse and a big upset. Especially the performance of Wusheng Academy in this game is very exciting and deserves everyone's applause. Amidst the lively applause, there is silence at the instructor's seat of Wusheng Academy. Every teacher as he looked in disbelief and seemed unwilling to accept such a result. The top university in the country lost just like that. In the second round. Moreover, he still lost to a pheasant university. The vice president, sitting on the chair, his fists were clenched and his eyes were staring straight ahead, not knowing what he was thinking. Wang Liang, on the other hand, had a pale face and dull eyes. Finished. This is the only thought in Wang Liang's heart. 1. At the instructor's table of Wusheng Academy, Yantai couldn't help but clenched his fists and shouted. The other teachers were also excited. Wusheng Academy won, and as teachers, their faces were proud, right? Not to mention, there were bonuses as well. Woolen cloth. Good. Okay. The dean of students smiled crookedly. He even couldn't wait to take out his mobile phone and send a message to the principal to tell him about this happy event. Actually, there is no need for the dean to send a message. Although the principal of Wusheng Academy did not visit the scene, he had been sitting in his office and watching the TV broadcast. The moment I saw Wusheng Academy win, the old principal was so excited that he sat up from his seat and laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. Okay, they are all good, ha ha ha. The secretary outside the door was frightened. At the same time, Fang Yi's former high school teacher was also watching the TV broadcast. Actually, yesterday during the first round of competition, he noticed Fang Yi, who represented Wusheng Academy in the competition. At that time, he was still very surprised, feeling that Wusheng Academy was getting worse and worse. Even a trash student who is a C-level hero can represent the school in the competition. Unexpectedly, after watching a game, the class teacher was sweating profusely. Fang Yi's performance was so unexpected, and today's game shocked him even more. Even unbelievable, he killed 5 people on the opposite side in one wave and led the team to victory after victory. In the end, he got the tyrant boost, wiped out the opponents in one wave and won the victory. When the host announced that the winner was Wusheng Academy, the head teacher's hands and feet suddenly felt cold, and he was sweating all over his body. With Fang Yi's talent and potential, as long as nothing unexpected happens in the future, he will become an extremely strong person sooner or later. In this world where strength is valued, the power of a strong man is so frightening that he can even decide life or death with a single word. And he, as Fang Yi's former class teacher, used the harshest words to humiliate Fang Yi. The class teacher could no longer imagine what would happen to Fang Yi when he came back and wanted to take revenge on him. Why should I be so mean-mouthed? Snapped, snapped. The head teacher slapped him hard twice. At this moment, he was filled with regret. All the participating team members of Wusheng Academy. Definitely the real protagonist of today. Although there are still games to come. But no one can take away their limelight, because they won the #1 university in the country and successfully advanced. The most rubbish college won against the nominally strongest college. This move is of great significance. In a sense, they can be regarded as winning the championship. Now, no one underestimates Wusheng Academy or Fang Yi's team anymore. Even a certain betting website has lowered the odds of Martial Saint Academy by a large margin. When the day's game is over, when Fang Yi and others left the venue, many young spectators saw them and rushed towards them screaming, as if they wanted to ask for their autographs. Surprisingly, just one game gave them a lot of popularity and fans. After returning to the hotel, the dean very generously booked a top-grade private room and treated everyone to dinner. The principal said, "You are all great contributors. It must be rewarded well. Eat freely today, and there will be another reward when you return to school." As soon as the dean finished speaking, there was a burst of cheers in the box. Long live the principal, long live the director. Zhao Shengnan and several students were shouting loudly. The atmosphere in the box immediately became lively. Next, a series of exquisite and expensive food was brought in, which made these students who usually eat in the cafeteria very excited. It opened my eyes and whetted my appetite. The dean also opened 2 bottles of good wine and drank with the teachers. In order not to affect tomorrow's competition, the students drank naturally drinks. Everyone in the entire box was very happy. Fang Yi was also very happy. He just took the time to check the betting website and found that there were more than 3.9 million in his account. This is the amount he won from betting on the Martial Saint Academy by betting 500,000. 8 times more. Excluding the tens of thousands that the platform pumped out, Fang Yi made more than 3.4 million in this wave. Although Fang Yi didn't really care about the amount of money. But winning money is always a very happy thing. The reputation of this gambling website is indeed good. After Fang Yi made the withdrawal, within half an hour, the bank sent a text message notification of the arrival of his account. Now there are 5 million in Fang Yi's bank account, for one game. His net worth has increased several times. After finishing the meal and returning to the room, Fang Yi's cell phone suddenly received another text message from the unfamiliar number. Brother Fang Yi, you are so awesome. Come on, the championship is expected. Fang Yi frowned, ignored it, and went to wash up and go to bed. The next day's game, Fang Yi and Su Zaichou led the team members to easily win and advance again. They can even win against the Martial God Academy, let alone these ordinary academies. The only thing that makes Fang Yi regretful is that due to their amazing performance in the last game, the odds of Wusheng Academy on the betting website have been reduced to 0.6 times. What does that mean? Even if the bet is 100,000, you will only be given 160,000 if you win. It seems, those dog dealers are not stupid. With such low odds, Fang Yi is no longer interested. The third day, with Fang Yi here, Wusheng Academy advanced again and successfully entered the top 10. So far, Fang Yi's initial goal has been achieved. Rewards for the top 10 will allow you to enter a forbidden area that is not open to the public once. Next, Fang Yi has another goal. That is to win the competition, maintain a superb record, and achieve the ultimate super achievement. So far, Fang Yi has gotten more than 7 kills in every game, and he has never died once. He was looking forward to it. Wait until he gets the Super God achievement. Canyon of the Kings. What kind of skill reward will be given to him? Soon, on the 4th day. Today is the top 10 competition. It is also the day of the finals. At 9 o'clock in the morning, all the audience were already in their seats, and the seats were packed. The host came on stage and said loudly, "Today is the last day of the competition, and the championship team will be born today. Next, please give our warmest applause and invite our 10 participating teams to the stage." Quote exclamation mark. Snapped. Suddenly, the entire venue burst into extremely warm applause. Kyongsung University, Kyongsung University. Come on Tianyan Academy, the championship is yours. Kalen Academy must win. Kalen Academy must win. The cheers of the audience soared into the sky. Countless spectators are cheering for the college they are optimistic about. Fang Yi could hear it. There are also quite a few people. While shouting, "Come on Wusheng Academy." The top 10 teams are all on the field. The host's voice sounded. "Next, captains, please step forward and draw your opponents." When Su Zaichou and the captains of other college teams heard this, they stood up one after another and started drawing lots. The drawing was divided into 2 times. In the first time, 5 decision-making candidates were selected, and then these 5 people selected the opponents. Soon, the results of the drawing appeared. The first game, Jingcheng University vs Kalen College. The result of the game, Jingcheng University won and successfully advanced. The second game, Zhongzhou University vs Tianyan College. The result of the game, Tianyan Academy won and successfully advanced. The third game, Nan'e Academy vs Wusheng Academy. Result of the match, Wusheng Academy won and successfully advanced. The fourth game, have to say, schools that can reach the top 10 all have hard power. This Nan'e Academy is very stable, and the students are also very strong. They have killed Zheng Bing and others many times. Even Su Zaichou died once. It's a pity that they encountered Fang Yi's bug and were finally wiped out by Fang Yi. Otherwise, they could have continued to win, in one morning. The top 5 were determined. The first game in the afternoon is Capital University vs Tianyan College. These 2 colleges are both very famous colleges in the country, with similar strength and foundation. The final result of the competition was that Jingcheng University narrowly missed out and won the competition. What surprised Fang Yi was, since the first game, the female captain from Beijing University has not used her talent. Even in the battle with Tianyan Academy, she has never used it. It seems that this girl's talent is not simple. Wusheng Academy is very lucky. In the first round in the afternoon, there was a direct bye. Soon, the top 3 appear, namely, Jingcheng University, Donghua University, and Wusheng College. Chapter 91. 3 p.m. At this time, there are only 3 schools left, competing for the championship. When the host read out the names of the top 3 academies, several instructors and leaders of Wusheng Academy in the audience felt like they were in a dream. Their original expectation was to reach the top 10, which would be a huge victory. Never imagined, the Martial Saint Academy actually has a chance to compete for the championship. I never expected that our Martial Saint Academy would be where we are today. The dean of students was sitting in the audience, looking at the students on the stage who were preparing to compete for the championship, and couldn't help but burst into tears. Among them, there was a team from their Wusheng Academy. A leader then sighed. Yes, to put it bluntly, our Wusheng Academy has always been at the bottom in previous years' competitions. I didn't expect that this year's boys would be so successful, Yan Tai said with a smile. 2 leaders, maybe we can take home the championship trophy this year. At this moment, Yan Tai is in high spirits, as if he has returned to his student days. At that time, he was also a popular figure in the school and favored by many members of the opposite gender. Wang Liang was just his follower, younger brother. I am very satisfied to have reached this point, and I believe the old principal is too. When the dean said these words, he had a very complicated mood. Of course, he also hoped to win the championship gold cup. However, he was afraid that his expectations were too high and he could not achieve them in the end, which would be a bit unsightly. At this time, the host's voice on the stage sounded. Dear viewers, the final is coming. Before the final, I have something I can't help but say. Hearing what the host said, the cheering audience suddenly became quiet, wanting to hear what the host had to say. The host smiled and said, this year's competition is the same as previous years, but different. The biggest difference is that this year, a super dark horse has appeared. I believe everyone knows which college I am talking about. Can you please shout his name with the loudest voice? After the words fell, the host deliberately pointed the microphone towards the audience and assumed a listening posture. Martial Saint Academy. Countless spectators shouted loudly in cooperation. That's right, it's Wusheng Academy. The host smiled and said. Martial Saint Academy has brought us a huge surprise this year. Along the way, they have defeated powerful opponents one after another. Even the previous champion seed, Martial Spirit Academy, fell to at their feet. I have to say, this is simply a miracle. Here, I would like to ask the captain of Wusheng Academy, Su Zaichou, do you have confidence in your team to win the championship? As the host said, he came to Su Zaichou's side and handed over the microphone. Of course, Su Zaichou took the microphone and answered without any stage fright or hesitation, because we have Fang Yi, and he is the strongest among the freshmen. The phrase, the strongest, she said loudly and firmly. Fang Yi next to her was stunned for a moment, and then couldn't help but laugh. And the audience who heard Su Zaichou's words gave out strong cheers. Cheers. Fang Yi, Fang Yi, Fang Yi. Many spectators were shouting Fang Yi's name loudly, mostly girls. In fact, after the games in the past few days, Wusheng Academy relied on Fang Yi to counterattack and defeat the opponent every time. Fang Yi's performance, he has conquered many people and become fans of Fang Yi. Now Fang Yi is definitely an internet celebrity. I am afraid that Fang Yi will no longer pursue strength and live a comfortable life relying on live broadcasts to bring goods. Of course, there are also people watching a person who is accustomed to his profession. Cut, he's just a lucky clown. That's right, in the last round of the 5 powers competition, Wusheng Academy was lucky enough to get a bye. If it hadn't been for a bye, it would have definitely lost. Wait, the decision will definitely be revealed. Still want to win the championship. Haha, if he wins the championship, I will live broadcast Kai Shang. Brother, are you serious? Although I don't like this kid either, I have to admit that he is really strong. Many of these people who dislike Fang Yi are actually colleges and fans of other colleges. I must be disgusted that my alma mater was eliminated by Fang Yi. Certainly. Their voices, among the many cheers, did not make any big waves at all, and others could not hear them. On stage, the host took back the microphone and said with a smile, "It seems that the captain of Wusheng Academy, Fang Yi, is very confident. At this point, I want to remind everyone present, I don't know if you have noticed, from the first round of the competition since then, our classmate Fang Yi has actually set a record." Seeing countless viewers showing doubts, the host did not show off, pointed at Fang Yi and loudly said to the crowd, Our classmate Fang Yi, since then, has set a record. So far, every game has resulted in 0 deaths and more than 7 kills. I wonder if you still remember the saying in a canyon forbidden area. As long as someone has 0 deaths and 7 heads in each game from the beginning to the end of the game, and then wins the championship, he will be able to obtain the legendary Super Achievement. And those who achieve Super God achievements will eventually receive the reward of the Canyon Forbidden Land, an unknown skill. Obviously, our classmate Fang Yi is pursuing supernatural achievements. The host's voice fell. The whole venue suddenly became quiet for a moment. Countless people were shocked when they heard this. After thinking about it carefully, it is true that in every game of Wusheng Academy, Fang Yi led the whole audience and won the prize. The number of heads that arrived was also the largest. Sometimes there were more than a dozen. Even the smallest one, there were 8 heads. And he never died once. Even if he was ambushed and beaten 5-1, he never died. I thought about it carefully, and it seems that Fang Yi's record so far is truly a super achievement. I lost it. Does he really want to achieve a Super God achievement? The legendary Super Achievement. It has never happened before. Is this record going to be broken this year? Good luck. This guy Fang Yi is so scary. I thought his goal was just to win the championship, but I didn't expect that his real goal was the clouds, and we were still standing in the mud. You are indeed my idol. The boss is so strong. No way. He can't really get it, can he? It's hard to say. It just depends on whether the other 2 universities will give Fang Yi this opportunity. In the audience, the exclamations kept coming. Everyone has been watching the game. If it weren't for the host's reminder, not many people would have noticed this. Even if someone noticed that Fang Yi's record was too good, they wouldn't think much about it. I just think this person is awesome. Now, the host reminded me. Only then did everyone realize. Turn out to be. Fang Yi's goals and ambitions are so big. At the instructor's seat of Wusheng Academy. After hearing the host's words, several instructors from Wusheng Academy all opened their mouths and were stunned. Even Yan Tai is like this. They never dared to think that Fang Yi was actually pursuing Super God achievements. Classmate Xiaofang is also too. The dean was too busy for a long time, but he couldn't think of any words to describe Fang Yi's ambition. Do you think Fang Yi can achieve this achievement? A teacher asked in a low voice. He didn't answer her because no one knew how to answer. Not to mention the teachers of Wusheng Academy. Even Fang Yi's teammates standing on the stage at this moment don't know that Fang Yi still has such a goal. Su Zichou, Zhao Shengnan, Zheng Bing and others all looked at Fang Yi in surprise, not knowing what to say. They could only say. People are indeed different from each other. It seems that even the other team members of Wusheng Academy don't know Fang Yi's goal. The host said with a smile, looked at Fang Yi with burning eyes, and asked, Classmate Fang Yi, I wonder if your goal is, as I guessed, to pursue Super God achievements. Fang Yi thought for a while, nodded generously and admitted, yes. As soon as the words fell, countless exclamations came from the audience again. That makes sense. The host took a heavy breath and said, in the 3rd round of the competition, when Wusheng Academy played against Hongguang Academy, I remember that Wusheng Academy clearly had the opportunity to push away the crystal of Hongguang Academy. As a result, Fang Yi went to the wild area to get the red buff. At that time, many people thought you were cheating. In fact, it was Fang Yi who was trying to make up for the head count, right? Fang Yi nodded again. There was an uproar in the audience. I'll go, I remembered it too. Grass. I said so. Why did I feel that Wusheng Academy was letting things go? I didn't expect it to be for this reason. Boss Fang Yi's operation is really too cool. Impressed. With the mentality of Boss Fang Yi, even if Wusheng Academy doesn't win the championship today, I will still be convinced by Boss Fang Yi. At this time, among the participating team members on the stage, someone suddenly raised their hands. She is the girl captain of Kyongsung University. When the host saw this, he immediately said loudly, it seems that our captain of Jingcheng University has something to say. As the host spoke, he took the microphone and walked towards Jingcheng University. I remember your name is Zhao. I wonder if Zhao has anything to say to you. Zhao, the captain of Capital University, took the microphone handed over by the host, first glanced at Wan Academy and then said calmly. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint Fang Yi. We at Capital University are determined to win the championship. Hearing these explosive words, countless spectators cheered. Mainly because Zhao has accumulated a lot of popularity with her extraordinary appearance after these games. She and Su Zichou are known as the two new goddesses. Captain. For a moment, the entire current atmosphere reached a peak. The audience was not afraid of the strong smell of gunpowder, but was afraid that the students would not be able to fight. The stronger the smell of gunpowder, the better. The host was also very happy. He likes to have topics like this competition. When the time comes, he will also become popular, which will be of great help to his career. Fang Yi, do you have anything to say about Zhao declaration of war? The host handed the microphone to Fang Yi again. Fang Yi was too lazy to cooperate with him and replied calmly, let the competition begin. Host. All right. Fang Yi was uncooperative and the host was helpless. Since Fang Yi can't wait any longer, I announce that the Champions Cup competition has officially begun. Next, ask the three captains to draw lots. Su Zichou, Zhao and the captain of Donghua University stepped forward one after another and started to draw lots. Soon, the draw results came out. The first game of the finals was Wan Academy vs Capital University. Seeing the draw results, many spectators everyone exclaimed that it was the King's Battle. This game will also be a crucial one. It depends on whether Fang Yi can break the record and get the legendary super achievement. The host said loudly, the result of the draw already out, please enter the contestants from both sides. On the way in, Su Zichou quietly came to Fang Yi and said in a low voice, Fang Yi, I really didn't expect that your goal is so big. Do you want to achieve super god achievements? Fang Yi said with a smile as he walked, when have my goals ever been smaller? Su Zichou was stunned when he heard this. Think carefully. Fang Yi's goals have indeed always been big. In the two forbidden areas, Fang Yi pursued the highest task evaluation. This year's freshmen at Beijing University are very powerful. Through previous games, two of them have shown their S-level heroic talents. And their captain, Zhao has never made a serious move until now, but I always feel that Zhao is very good, not simple. After Su Zichou analyzed it, he looked at Fang Yi. Are you sure you can defeat them? Hearing this, Fang Yi was a little hesitant. If he uses his trump card, Fang Yi is certainly sure. With his current 4 attributes, he can crush the new students as much as he wants. But if he only relies on the flames in terms of ability, this match is really hard to predict. Su Zichou lowered his voice and said, are you ready to use your powerful power? I'm afraid that it will bring you trouble when the time comes. In Forbidden Area Number 3, Fang Yi used powerful force in front of Su Zichou more than once. Therefore, regarding Fang Yi's strength, Su Zichou knew it. This girl has indeed always cared about Fang Yi and has never told anyone the secrets in the Forbidden Area. No. 3. Fang Yi spread his hands and said, if something can't be done, I can only do this. I will definitely get the super achievement. Su Zichou frowned, thought for a while and reminded, you can use your flame talent to cover it up, at least not so obvious. Girls are said to be outgoing. This is not true at all. Su Zichou hadn't become Fang Yi's wife yet, so she began to consider Fang Yi wholeheartedly. Okay, I get it. Fang Yi agreed. The conversation between the two was very low, and only the two of them could hear it. Soon, everyone came to the entrance of the canyon, and then entered one by one. The host on the stage also officially left the stage and gave up the stage to the narrator. In the canyon, please note that the countdown is 10 seconds. When all the contestants arrived, the rich voice resounded throughout the canyon. Seeing that everyone was a little nervous, Su Zichou encouraged him loudly, don't worry, everyone. Believe in yourself. This time we will follow the previous tactics. All subsequent tactical orders will be subject to Fang Yi's instructions. The team members nodded one after another. In fact, after defeating Wan Academy, Fang Yi was basically in charge of the rest of the game. 3. 2, 1. The countdown ended. The green light curtain disappeared, which meant that the game officially started. Everyone took action immediately. According to the previous tactics, they went to defend the line. Fang Yi went to the middle alone. At the same time, in his mind, he was thinking about how to use only with the ability of Lai Yan, he won the game. The main reason is that Zhao Ling'er is a bit mysterious. As the captain of Beijing University, even a fool would not believe that Zhao Ling'er is just an ordinary person without heroic talent. But Zhao Ling'er's ability has never been exposed. No one knew what kind of hero talent the other party had. Fang Yi came to the dividing line in the middle while thinking. Then, a scene that surprised him appeared. 5 people from the opposite capital university were all gathered in the middle, as if waiting for him. What's going on? Jingcheng University also wants to play Yibuliu. Outside world. Seeing all the members of Beijing University gathered in the middle, many spectators exclaimed. The commentator was also surprised and said, "It seems that Jingcheng University wants to imitate the previous Martial God College and implement a wave of tactics against Wusheng College. However, Martial God College has failed. Will Jingcheng University succeed?" Audiences hearing this, everyone became excited. A good flow. They just like to watch this kind of head-on battle. Many viewers are even betting on each other. Okay, the captain of Kyongsung University is really confident, I like it. Let's take a gamble. Can the wave of people from Beijing University succeed? I think it can. This year's freshmen at Capital University are very strong, even better than Wushu Theological Seminary. I also think it can. Beijing University will always be awesome. I feel that this new student named Fang Yi is very strong and does not need to be compared to any of the proud ones. Dare you implement a wave of tactics against industry giants? Beijing University will definitely fail. The market is open. The market is open. Buy it and leave. In the canyon. In fact, it is not what everyone thinks. Seeing Fang Yi appear, Zhao Ling'er, the captain of Beijing University, immediately walked out, as if he had something to say to Fang Yi. Fang Yi. Zhao Ling'er stood opposite Fang Yi, looked at Fang Yi calmly and said, "Call your teammates. Let's not delay, let's fight it out in the middle. If you win, we will cooperate with you to achieve your super achievements before surrendering. If you lose, just surrender." When he heard Zhao Ling'er's words, Fang Yi was a little stunned. He didn't expect that Zhao Ling'er would show up like this at the beginning of the game. To decide the winner or lose directly. It's interesting. Zhao Ling'er smiled again and said, "If you don't agree, then we will just push your mid lane, and you will have to fight 1 against 5, and you will suffer even more." Fang Yi understood what Zhao Ling'er meant and nodded in agreement. "You all come to the middle," Fang Yi said in the communicator. Su Zichou and others were a little surprised when they heard this. "Brother Fang, what's wrong? Is the opponent mainly attacking the middle?" Zhao Shengnan asked. Fang Yi didn't say much and said directly, "You will know when you come here, hurry up." After everyone heard this, even though they were confused, they stopped asking any more questions and all gathered towards the middle road. Outside world. When the audience saw this, they realized something was wrong. If Jingcheng University wants to use Yibuliu, it must be unexpected and just push it directly. Why do the people from Jingcheng University stay still in the middle? In addition, the audience also saw that members of the upper and lower groups of Wusheng Academy were also gathering towards the middle. This was obviously abnormal. It's even less likely to be a wave. What are they doing? Why did they all go to the middle? Isn't it the plan to decide the outcome in the middle? Not to mention, it's really possible. Hiss. Is it so exciting to play? Awesome. Waiting for the fight to happen and see who is stronger. The audience was talking a lot. There were still many smart people, and some people soon guessed the intentions of both Wusheng Academy and Beijing University. It seems that Jingcheng University wants to compete with Wusheng Academy and decided to decide the winner directly in the middle. The commentator's voice sounded, "Perhaps, the outcome of this battle will directly determine the outcome of the game. I have been a game commentator for more than 10 years, but this is the first time that a situation like this has happened." Hear the narrator's words. At the tutor table of Wusheng Academy, the dean and several teachers all looked a little nervous. Unexpectedly, they would decide the winner in this way. A teacher said. The dean looked at Yan Tai and asked, "Xiao Yan, tell me the truth, can Fang Yi and the others win?" Yan Tai frowned and said, Director, to be honest, I don't know, but what I do know is that this kid Fang Yi is definitely not simple. Whether he can win this game depends entirely on this kid. These words are the same as if they were never said. Now anyone who is not blind can see that the reason why Wusheng Academy has come so far is thanks to Fang Yi. Compared with the tense atmosphere here at Wusheng Academy, capital universities at the tutors' table, the atmosphere became much more relaxed. All the teachers and school leaders looked normal. This girl Linger is still so impatient. A female teacher said with a smile, you actually use this method to decide the outcome. No matter how good it is, if you win in an upright manner, no one will be speechless. The leader of Jingcheng University said with a smile. When other teachers heard this, they all agreed. In the canyon, while several teachers were talking, people from Wusheng College and Jingcheng College had gathered and were facing off in the middle. When Su Zaichou and others saw the people from Capital University opposite, they were a little confused. Fang Yi, what are they doing? Su Zaichou asked in a low voice. Fang Yi said, wait for us to have a team fight. I want to directly determine the outcome in a team battle. Hearing Fang Yi's words, Su Zaichou and others were a little surprised. At this time, Zhao Linger on the opposite side spoke again. Everyone is here, so don't waste time, right? Fang Yi nodded and said to the people around him, let's go there. Then, Fang Yi took the lead and walked towards Zhao Linger. The others quickly followed. It could be seen that Zhao Shengnan and Zheng Bing were a little nervous and their faces were very solemn. Although Su Zaichou had a pretty serious face, he was not too nervous. She believed that Fang Yi. Looking at Fang Yi and others, Zhao Linger across from him suddenly laughed. Yes, you are very brave. Even if you lose, I will recognize you as my opponent. Zhao Shengnan was quick to speak. Hearing this, he couldn't help but taunted, it's as if you are sure to win. If you lose later, you have to keep your word. A boy next to Zhao Linger said loudly. Sister Zhao, stop talking nonsense to them and start fighting. After the words fell, the boy rushed towards Fang Yi and others. Zhao Linger's pretty face sank. She didn't like this kind of guy who made his own decisions. But this time is obviously not a good time to worry about this. You can go back to the tent. Calculate slowly. Right now, we have to win this team battle. Let's go. Zhao Linger shouted softly, followed the boy from before, and rushed towards Fang Yi. Seeing that the other side was about to take action, Fang Yi would certainly not stand still. Zhao Shengnan consciously stood at the front. She has a high physique and has already acquiesced. She feels like she is a human shield. In previous games, in every team battle, she took the initiative to take damage from the front. What she didn't know was that there was someone in her team who was more muscular than her, and several times more muscular. Call. The sound of breaking through the air sounded. It was Fang Yi who took action and launched a fire fist. The boy who was rushing in front saw the fire fist coming, and his expression didn't change. He bumped into it and resisted the damage. Boom! There was an explosion, accompanied by flames soaring into the sky. The next moment, a figure rushed out of the fire. It was the boy who blocked Fang Yi's fire fist before. What shocked Zhao Shengnan and others was that this boy didn't seem to be injured. It's just that the clothes and skin have become a little charred. Everyone else has seen with their own eyes how high the damage caused by Fang Yi's fire fist before. Even those colleges of Wusheng Academy can be killed. Unexpectedly, someone can actually withstand the damage of Fang Yi's fire fist. This is also the first time since the competition that someone has blocked Fang Yi's fire fist head-on without being injured. The person who blocked Fang Yi's fire fist. His name is Chen Kai. The hero he is compatible with is the same as Zhao Fusheng of Martial God Academy, the 11th ranked S-class hero, Super Alloy Black Light. It's just that Zhao Fusheng is a little more talented than him. Even so, Chen Kai's current defense power is also very amazing, certainly. Zhao Fusheng is dead. Now when it comes to defense, Chen Kai is the number one among the freshmen. Blocking Fang Yi's fire fist did not cause Chen Kai any obvious injuries. Actually, at this time, Chen Kai was not feeling well. The temperature of the flames is very high, and the damage of the explosion is also very strong. If he was hit again, Chen Kai would definitely be injured. The duration of the fire fist is still too short. Not enough temperature to transfer effectively. If Fang Yi gets close to Chen Kai and keeps burning him with flames, he will be burned to death in less than a minute. Anyway, the current situation is that Chen Kai withstood the strongest attack from Wan Academy and was rushing towards everyone. Behind Chen Kai, there was a young man holding a sword, who was approaching the crowd quickly like a ghost. This young man inherited the talent of Flash, the 13th S-class hero. Although his swordsmanship has not reached the level of Flash, he is still very powerful. No wonder many people are saying that this year's freshmen from Capital University are better than those from Wushan College. Seeing the enemy charging towards him, Zhao Shengnan plucked up his courage, shouted, and charged forward. Flash cut. The young man holding the sword passed through Zhao Shengnan like a phantom. The next moment, Zhao Shengnan's upper body was broken and he fell to the ground dead. He was instantly killed by the young man's unique move. Seeing this scene, Zheng Bing and others all had expressions on their faces. Pale. Although in the canyon, one can be resurrected after death. However, it is still scary to die so quickly and to die in dismemberment. Zheng Bing and Lu Qiangsheng were both frightened, but they still screamed, rushing towards the enemy. In their opinion, Su Zaichou and Fang Yi are shooters and mages, both of them are crispy output types. Of course, they cannot expect crispy to block the enemy. Well, Fang Yi sighed. He knew that he couldn't do anything if he didn't take action. In order to be rewarded with super god achievements, I'm afraid he had to reveal a little bit of his strength. Get out of the way. Fang Yi shouted low and rushed forward quickly. Of course, he deliberately controlled his speed, otherwise he would burst out with all his strength and sneak into the enemy's camp instantly. Zheng Bing and Lu Qiangsheng heard what was coming from behind. The voice subconsciously moved aside to make way for Fang Yi. At this time, the enemy on the opposite side had already rushed in front of everyone. Sea of fire. Fang Yi's hands suddenly burst out with a large amount of flames, and he pushed forward. The raging fire instantly formed a sea of fire in front of Fang Yi. The young man wielding the sword, seeing that the situation was not good, quickly stopped and retreated quickly. Chen Kai couldn't do it. Even if his eyes reacted, his feet couldn't keep up with the speed. Infinite fire devoured Chen Kai in an instant. Chen Kai screamed. The temperature of the flames is not that comfortable. Captain, save me, Chen Kai shouted. Zhao Ling'er on the opposite side raised his eyebrows when he heard this and immediately took action. Whoosh! A sound of breaking through the air came suddenly. Then, an arrow pierced the void and shot directly into Zhao Ling'er's left eye. It was Su Zaichou who seized the opportunity and launched an attack on Zhao Ling'er, preventing Zhao Ling'er from rescuing Chen Kai. From the sound of breaking through the air, it can be seen that this arrow is quite powerful. After all, Su Zaichou gained a lot of attribute points during his 2 trips to the forbidden areas. However, just when the arrow was about to hit Zhao Ling'er, something strange happened. The arrow actually stopped in front of Zhao Ling'er, stuck in midair. It was as if a pair of invisible hands stopped the arrow, making it unable to penetrate even an inch. Seeing this scene, Su Zaichou was shocked. She had already. Do you know who Zhao Ling'er's gifted hero is? S-level 2nd place, Trembling Tornado. It is also known as the strongest hero talent. In history, there is only one person who can successfully inherit the talent of Tornado. He is now an extremely powerful person among humans. Unexpectedly, I saw another one in the canyon today. The next moment, the arrow began to make a strange U-turn in midair, and then whoosh! The sound of breaking through the air sounded. The arrow was directly reflected towards Su Zaichou. Captain, be careful. Lu Qiangsheng suddenly came out and wanted to block the arrow. It's just that he overestimated his physical fitness. Puff! The arrow passed through Lu Qiangsheng's body in an instant, and actually shot him. Lu Qiangsheng looked unwilling, and finally fell down. In the blink of an eye, 2 members of Wan Academy were sacrificed. Although the arrow Lu Qiangsheng destroyed it, Zhao Ling'er did not stop there. She walked towards Fang Yi and waved her little hand. Call! The wind sounded. It was like a hurricane blowing back all the raging sea of fire created by Fang Yi. Seeing this, Fang Yi quickly put away the flames. He was not afraid of burning himself. The flames he released were he would not burn himself. He was afraid of accidentally injuring Su Zaichou behind him. Without Fang Yi's flame damage, Chen Kai finally got out of trouble. However, after these few seconds of burning, Chen Kai could no longer see the human form. It's gone. There are ulcers and damage all over the body, and the smell of barbecue is still exuding. Ah! Chen Kai roared in pain. Kill me quickly and bring me back to life. Hearing this, Zhao Ling'er took action without hesitation to help Chen Kai escape. Then, Zhao Ling'er looked at Fang Yi. Did you see it? This is my innate ability, the telekinesis power from the trembling tornado. Zhao Ling'er said calmly. It's impossible for you to win. Indeed, if Fang Yi only has the power of flames, then Wusheng Academy will definitely not be able to win. In the face of Zhao Ling'er's telekinesis, Fang Yi's power of flames will be completely restrained, and he will not even be able to get close. Even without using Saitama, in terms of physical fitness, Zhao Ling'er can easily destroy Wusheng Academy by himself. After hearing Zhao Ling'er's words, everyone at Wusheng Academy was a little silent. Su Zaichou pursed her lips tightly, her expression a little sad. She finally understood now that there are no heroes. There is such a huge gap between talented people and those with heroic talents. Even if she got the highest mission rating in Forbidden Land number 3, if someone wanted to kill her, they would be able to do it with just one thought. I go. What was that just now? What ability does the goddess captain of Capital University use? Can you actually blow away the anger of Mr. Fang Yi? So amazing. The arrow that Goddess Su shot just now was already in midair. Only one S-class hero has such abilities, Trembling Tornado. Hiss. Is it really a Trembling Tornado? The hero who is said to have the strongest talent. Is he also the hardest hero to get along with? I never expected that Goddess Ling'er's talent actually came from Mr. Tornado. Didn't it mean that there is only one person who can successfully inherit the tornado talent so far? Why did another one come out? Capital University is so well hidden that there is actually a student with tornado talent. He is so powerful. No wonder Goddess Ling'er is the captain. With such talent, she must be the captain. I suddenly remembered that the person who received the tornado talent before was named Zhao, and the Goddess Ling'er was also named Zhao. Do you think they are related? It's true, they all have the surname Zhao. If it matters, this Zhao family is awesome. Meeting the heir to the tornado talent, will the Martial Saint Academy be in trouble this time? It's definitely going to be cold, alas. Jingcheng University is still awesome, this time the championship is guaranteed. What a pity for Mr. Fang Yi's extraordinary achievements. Outside world, the audience was buzzing. In fact, if Zhao Ling'er didn't take action, it would be nothing, but if he did, it would shake the world. He actually showed the telekinetic talent of Shivering Tornado. This is definitely a hot social event. Because the talent of Shivering Tornado is too difficult to match and the potential is too strong. Currently the number 1 master in the country, Ms. Zhao, she has the talent of Tremorous Tornado. Now, another person with the talent of Shivering Tornado has appeared. Not surprisingly, he will definitely be another top powerhouse in the future. What a shock, the commentator excitedly said loudly. Zhao Ling'er, the captain from Beijing University, actually showed telekinesis. This is the talent of the second S-class hero, Shrill Tornado, and is also known as the most difficult to adapt to and has the greatest potential. The strongest hero talent. Until now, only Ms. Zhao has been able to successfully combine with the tornado. Unexpectedly, a second person has appeared now. This is a big event for all mankind, and a big event worthy of celebration. Maybe, when classmate Zhao Ling'er grows up, she can help mankind and completely solve the crisis of alien beasts. I suddenly remembered that at the beginning of the school year this year, there were rumors that a high school student in the capital had successfully bonded with a tornado. However, I thought it was false news and was quickly suppressed. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be true. Now, I am looking forward to Zhao Ling'er growing up as soon as possible. As for this competition, it started from the moment Zhao Ling'er showed off her talent, and I'm afraid it's about to end. To this commentator's words, the audience agreed. Really? Zhao Ling'er, who has the talent of tornado, is already far stronger than all the freshmen. At this time, let alone Wusheng Academy, even if the freshmen from Wusheng Academy were brought together, they would not be Zhao Ling'er's opponent. The tornado talent is so strong. It's over. At the instructor's table of Wusheng Academy, a teacher felt disappointed. The dean also sighed heavily. Alas! It looks like we lost. The other teachers all had pity on their faces. It's not easy for Wusheng Academy to reach this point. This is also the closest Wusheng Academy is to winning the freshman competition championship. Unexpectedly, they would encounter Zhao who is so defiant. Talented person. The telekinesis talent is too strong. Even the flames of Fang Yi, the strongest person in Wusheng Academy, were completely restrained. The next battle will be impossible to fight. Among the many teachers, only Yan Tai can still staring at the projection without giving up. In the canyon, Fang Yi, you are very strong. It is already very good to lead them to this point. Zhao said calmly, you should take the initiative to admit defeat. Save yourself some dignity. Hearing this, Su Zaichou looked calm. Zheng Bing looked at Fang Yi, waiting for Fang Yi to make a decision. Well, Fang Yi sighed softly and looked at Zhao helplessly. I have one more trick, if you can take it, I will admit defeat. Oh, Zhao was slightly startled. She probably didn't expect that at this time, Fang Yi actually still wanted to struggle. In order to make Fang Yi give up, she said calmly, okay, you can take action. Fang Yi didn't say anything else. He raised his hands slightly. Puff! Burning flames surged out from the palms of his hands and soon spread to his arms. At first glance, Fang Yi seemed to have turned on the flame ability at full power, just like a burning man. Of course, using the flames, just Fang Yi's cover-up, his real intention is still his fist. Outside world, seeing Fang Yi's actions, the commentator couldn't help but said loudly, it seems that Fang Yi, a student from Wusheng Academy, doesn't want to give up yet, and seems to want to make a last-ditch effort. However, I am not optimistic about him. After all, his fire ability has been restrained by classmate Zhao. Of course, Fang Yi's courage is still worthy of encouragement. Let us look forward to his next performance. When the audience heard this, they all looked at the projection seriously. Several teachers from Wusheng Academy also secretly encouraged Fang Yi. Suddenly, Yan Tai stood together and shouted, Fang Yi, come on. He knew clearly that Fang Yi in the canyon could not hear what he said, but he still shouted out. In fact, after Yan Tai was framed by Wang Liang, he had been aggrieved for so long, which made him have a feeling of depression. In Fang Yi, he saw hope of turning around. At the same time, he didn't want to see his best student lose to others. Fang Yi, come on. The second person to shout out turned out to be the always steady dean. At this moment, the dean was no longer as calm as usual. He roared impassionedly, just like a young man. It seems that our dean also has something in his heart. An unyielding spirit. Fang Yi, come on. Several teachers also shouted one after another. After all, the dean has taken the lead, how can they just sit still? Soon, the audience started shouting too. Fang Yi, come on. First it was Fang Yi's fans who shouted. It didn't take long before it spread to the entire venue. Fang Yi, come on. Fang Yi, come on. Fang Yi, come on. Countless spectators began to shout along. There are many people who are just joining in the fun. But more people also want to see that Fang Yi can create a miracle and achieve super god achievements. No matter what the outside world shouts, none of them would affect the people in the canyon, now. Fang Yi, who was covered in fire, finally moved. I saw him striding towards Zhao. He wasn't walking fast. It's like taking a walk. Seeing Fang Yi's appearance, many people from the capital university opposite showed mocking smiles. What an idiot. No matter how big the fire is, if it can't get close and can't burn anyone, what's the use? Someone murmured in a low voice. Zhao also said lightly, is this your trick? Well, you can admit defeat. After the words fell, Zhao raised a jade hand. The next moment, her body emitted green light. An invisible force immediately acted on Fang Yi. This force was very strong. Even Fang Yi, I have to admit that Zhao talent is really good. It is very powerful to be able to master such intensity of telekinesis just a few months after they joined forces. But, Fang Yi is still a bit young if he wants to fight against Saitama's physique. Fang Yi was expressionless and continued to walk towards Zhao. Ah, Zhao exclaimed, with a surprised expression on her little face. It was quite cute. Then she increased the output of her mental power and tried her best to increase the strength of her telekinesis, trying to control Fang Yi. However, Fang Yi at this moment, like a majestic mountain, no matter how hard Zhao tried, it was of no avail and could not shake Fang Yi at all. This is impossible. Zhao was completely shocked. There was an expression of disbelief on her pretty face. She doubted whether her ability had failed. But the flames on Fang Yi's body were blown around and whirred by her telekinesis. The sound made a sound, indicating that her telekinesis was indeed acting on Fang Yi. Not to mention Zhao doubting life. Even her 3 teammates looked like they had seen a ghost at this moment. Finally, Fang Yi walked to Zhao in front of. You lose. After leaving these words, Fang Yi cut Zhao neck with his palm. Zhao didn't even have time to scream, and his vision went black, and then, he didn't know anything anymore. Fang Yi's eyes turned to Beijing University. The other 3 people. At this moment, these 3 people looked at Fang Yi, as if they had seen a ghost. All of them were pale and sweating. Zhao was defeated so fast that they didn't even understand what was going on. And Zhao was behind them in her eyes, she looked like a queen. Even their king was defeated so easily. How terrifying must this person in front of him be? I'll take you back to the city too. Fang Yi said lightly, then took action boldly. Call. The sound of breaking through the air sounded one after another. Without the interference of Zhao telepathy, Fang Yi only needed to use fire fists to deal with these people. These people were happy, knowing that they could not stop Fang Yi, so they simply stopped hiding. Soon, Fang Yi got a wave of 4 kills. Contestant, Fang Yi, single-killed contestant, Zhao. Contestant, Fang Yi, double-killed contestant, Li Kun. Contestant, Fang Yi, killed contestant, Xie Xiaomin 3 times. Contestant, Fang Yi, killed contestant, Zhou Yuan, 4 times. The huge announcement resounded throughout the canyon and throughout the entire venue. Outside world, countless spectators were completely stunned. They can't even think about what happened just now. How come Zhao was inexplicably killed by Fang Yi's move? Oh my god. So surprising. The voice of the commentator sounded. It seems that the telekinesis power of classmate Zhao just failed on classmate Fang Yi. I can't understand how classmate Fang Yi did it, but it is obvious that he won. Using his flame talent, he defeated classmate Zhao, the inheritor of the tornado talent. The result of such a game is simply a miracle. Now, there is no resistance in front of Fang Yi that can stop him from winning the championship. A new record will also be born. Classmate Fang Yi will receive the reward of super achievement. It can be heard that the commentator's voice is very exciting. After the commentator finished speaking, countless viewers began to talk about it. What happened just now? Why did my goddess Zhao lose? That Fang Yi's flame talent is definitely not simple. He might be able to restrain telekinesis. Yes, I thought so too. Awesome. Boss Fang Yi is so awesome. Ha ha ha, my brother Fang Yi won. He will get super achievement, he is indeed my oppa. This is a female fan. In addition to super achievements, there are also championship rewards. A super soldier serum. I still don't understand, why did Beijing University lose? It doesn't matter, the game is not over yet, we just lost a team battle. Maybe they will decide the outcome based on the outcome of this team battle. Probably not, compared to the heated discussion among the audience. Now, the instructor's seat at Wan Academy seemed a little quiet. Although they all shouted, "Come on Fang Yi," before, when Fang Yi finally won the championship, they found it a little hard to believe. Champion. Is it really just like this, so easy to get? Really won? The dean murmured to himself. Won, a teacher said. Another teacher said, I just won a team battle, and I haven't pushed away the enemy's crystal yet. Since Fang Yi can win once, he can win a second time. Yan Tai suddenly spoke and said firmly, the champion must be from our Martial Saint Academy. Hearing this, the dean laughed. He smiled very happily. In the canyon, Boss Fang, what should we do next? Zheng Bing's tone seemed a little cautious. In this game, Fang Yi really refreshed his 3 views. Now, he respects Fang Yi like a god. Of course it's a tower push. Fang Yi said. Su Zaichou asked, Fang Yi, what if the other party cheats? Probably not. Fang Yi said with a smile. It doesn't matter even if they cheat. Since I can win once, I can win a second time. Su Zaichou thought about it, and it was indeed true. The three of them said nothing more and began to wait for the troops to come over and push down the tower. On the other side, Zhao Ling'er certainly wouldn't lie. Do we really have to admit defeat like this? Are you going to give that kid a few more heads to help him get the Super God achievement? Said a team member who had just been resurrected. After hearing this, Zhao Ling'er was a little silent. Even now, she still can't figure out how she lost the team battle. Captain, what happened just now? Another team member couldn't help but ask, why is your telekinesis useless to that kid? Zhao Ling'er also wanted to ask this question. After a moment of silence, Zhao Ling'er said, the man named Fang Yi is not simple. He should have another ability that can restrain my telekinesis. What should we do now? Do we really have to admit defeat? Certainly, Zhao Ling'er said. I keep what I say. At this time, Chen Kai suddenly said, admit defeat. I didn't agree to admit defeat. Hearing this, Zhao Ling'er's eyes turned cold. Chen Kai, what do you want to do? Even if I lose, I won't cooperate with that kid and help him achieve his super god achievements. I'm going to kill him. After leaving these words, Chen Kai raised his feet and walked away. However, before he took a few steps, his whole body flew up from where he was. Immediately afterwards, a strong sense of suffocation came, which suffocated Chen Kai. His face was red and he was struggling in midair. In less than a minute, Chen Kai entered the state of death again, waiting for resurrection. The one who took action was of course Zhao Ling'er. A wave of team battles will determine victory or defeat. This is what we agreed before the game. If anyone breaks his promise and embarrasses Beijing University, I will make him look good after we go back. Zhao Ling'er said coldly. After hearing these fierce words, everyone was silent. It didn't take long for Fang Yi and others to push the crystal to the position. Zhao Ling'er stepped forward and said to Fang Yi, you just took 4 ahead, right? I have 4 more here, hurry up and do it. We keep our word and will never resist. Speaking of this, Zhao Ling'er suddenly looked deeply at Fang Yi, and Fang Yi, I remember you. Hearing Zhao Ling'er's last words, somehow, Su Zaichou felt a little uneasy. Boom! With the shattering of the crystal, this game also officially came to an end. Wusheng Academy won again. I declare that the winner of this competition is Wusheng Academy. The host's words fell. The entire venue burst into warm applause. At the instructors' table of Wusheng Academy, the dean and the teachers were all excited and couldn't help but stand up. Wan, really won. Director, they are really outstanding, really amazing. The teachers all praised Fang Yi and others. The dean was filled with emotion when he heard this, and then said with a smile, I remember the principal said that his biggest wish is to see the freshmen of Wusheng College be able to study in Wusheng College before leaving office. In the national freshman competition, I got top 10 results. I wonder how happy the principal will be when he sees the results he got today. Hearing what the dean said, the teachers all laughed. Then, the dean looked at Yan Tai and said, Xiao Yan, I know that asking you to come to Wusheng College to teach is a sign of humiliation. I am also holding back the energy in my heart, wanting to prove myself. Now, God has put 2 of the best seedlings in your hands. This is your opportunity, you must seize it. Yan Tai knew that the teaching director was talking about Fang Yi and Su Zaichou, so he nodded and said, Don't worry, director, I will do my best to teach them well. Good. The dean smiled and said, I believe in your talent. When other teachers heard this, they all looked at Yan Tai with envious looks. Originally, there were several teachers present who planned to go back and find leaders to move around and transfer Fang Yi or Su Zaichou to their own classes. In the future, when they become talented, they can also benefit from it. Now, what the dean said is equivalent to blocking these people's ideas. At this time, the host on the stage said again, Next, Donghua University will compete against Jingcheng University. If Donghua University can win the competition, it can compete with Wusheng College for the championship. On the contrary, if Jingcheng University wins, then this year's joint entrance examination for hundreds of schools will be over. Please prepare yourself for the competition, both from Jingcheng University and Donghua University. Capital University has Zhao Ling'er, a strong man. If it weren't for a bug like Fang Yi, the champions would all be from Capital University. Although the freshmen of Donghua University are of good quality, it is obviously impossible to beat Beijing University. Zhao can push them evenly. So, next game. There is no suspense. Kyongsang University wins easily, so far. The rankings of this year's national freshman competition have been officially confirmed. Wusheng Academy. I got my wish and won the Champions League. 1. I really didn't expect that it was Wusheng Academy who had the last laugh. Yes, a mere pheasant university has completely turned around. That person named Fang Yi has also obtained the Super God achievement, right? I don't know what skill rewards he can get. I am so envious and jealous. Well, look at their achievements when they were young, and then look at us now. It's really annoying to compare people to each other. Stop talking, brother, it hurts my heart. Countless spectators are talking about it. And at this time, in the backstage lounge, Fang Yezheng's face was full of surprise. Just now, he received a reward tip from the Forbidden Land. Congratulations, you have completed the Super God achievement and received the reward. The Demon God is coming to the world. The Devil comes to the world. A unique move from the Canyon Hero, Liu Bu. He descends from the sky towards a designated location and starts killing. After landing, all enemies within 100 meters will be knocked away and cause damage equal to 60% of his own strength. Hearing the sound of the Forbidden Land prompt, Fang Yi was a little unbelievable. He did not expect that the achievement reward given to him by the Forbidden Land was actually Liu Bu's ultimate move. For old players of King Pesticide, Fang Yi's ultimate move against Liu Bu, of course no stranger. This is a very powerful skill. Once released, it can even control the entire field. Of course, the reward given to him by the Forbidden Land is different from the ultimate move in the game. However, the changed skill is obviously more suitable for Fang Yi. With such a big move, coupled with my strength, I won't have to take action in the future. I can just fall from the sky to the ground and kill the enemies within 100 meters. Fang Yi thought secretly. Fang Yi is quite happy to get this skill. Seeing Fang Yi's happy face, Su Zaichou couldn't help but ask, Fang Yi, what are you happy about? Fang Yi smiled and said, I got a good skill. Su Zaichou was slightly stunned, and then remembered that Fang Yi also got the super achievement. She took a deep look at Fang Yi and suddenly felt that she was under a lot of pressure. Fang Yi is getting better and better. Su Zaichou was afraid of herself and was becoming less and less worthy of him. At this time, the host's voice came from outside. Now, I announce that the 47th joint entrance examination of 100 schools has officially ended. The winner of the championship trophy is Wusheng Academy. Runner-up, Jingcheng University. Second runner-up, Donghua University. Now, please give me the warmest applause. All teachers and students from these three universities are invited to come to the stage. Bang, bang, the whole venue suddenly burst into warm applause. Amid the applause, the tutors and leaders of Wusheng College walked onto the stage with beaming faces. But the tutors and leaders of Capital University were not, so they were happy, and all of them had calm faces. Originally, they came here for the championship. As a result, they only got the runner-up spot. It was inevitable that they would feel a little disappointed, and naturally they were not happy. On the contrary, the teachers and leaders of Donghua University, they walked onto the stage with a smile. The third place result was more in line with the strength of Donghua University, and they were very satisfied. Then, Fang Yi and Zhao also began to take the stage. After everyone arrived, the host said loudly again, Next, I would like to ask the leaders of the Education Bureau to award prizes to a few of them. A leader with a big belly came up. First, he distributed prizes to the third runner-up. There was only one trophy for the third runner-up and the runner-up, which were made of bronze and silver respectively. Finally, there was the champion's prize. The leader handed over the champion's trophy. It was given to the dean of Wusheng Academy. Then, the leader took out another box and handed it to Fang Yi. Classmate Fang Yi, this prize belongs to you. The leader smiled and said to Fang Yi, Please feel free to use it, there are no side effects. Fang Yi was stunned. He did not expect that the leaders of the Ministry of Education would directly hand over the most important reward to him. No need to guess. What's in the box must be Super Soldier Serum. Now, Fang Yi attracted everyone's attention. Everyone looked at him with envy. The super soldier serum is really precious and there are only a few in the world. Before the competition, no one thought that this time the country would come up with such precious items as a reward for the championship. A large part of the reason why Zhoulinger wanted to win the championship before was also for the super soldier serum, certainly. This girl has a good character. She keeps her word and admits defeat when she loses in a team battle without any regrets. The leader encouraged again. Young people, keep up your efforts and strive to become strong as soon as possible. The country, and even all mankind, need people like you to grow up. After saying this, the leader walked down the platform to a round of applause. The awards ceremony is over. Let us congratulate these 3 schools again. The host said. At the same time, all schools that have ranked in the top 10 are asked to report to the local military later. Your students will also get the opportunity to explore a forbidden area. Just said this. Suddenly, a staff member hurriedly rushed to the stage and whispered something in the host's ear. After the host finished listening, a look of panic suddenly appeared on his face, and his eyes were horrified. However, to be able to be the host of such a grand event, this person's basic qualities are still excellent, and he calmed down quickly. After whispering a few words to the staff member, he picked up the microphone with a heavy expression and solemnly announced to everyone, "Dear guests, there is bad news just coming from the front. A group of strange beasts have passed through the defense line, is approaching us." The host finished his words. The entire venue was silent. Next moment, like a stone causing 1,000 waves, the venue began to commotion. All the spectators were shocked and their faces were full of panic. Some timid ones even started shouting. The venue immediately began to slowly become chaotic. Seeing that the audience was about to lose control due to panic, the host quickly comforted him loudly. "Please don't worry too much. The alien beasts are still more than 10 kilometers away from us. There is enough time for everyone to retreat. Please leave the venue in an orderly manner. Please do not fight or jump in line. There are already special cars outside, waiting to escort everyone away." Although the host emphasized over and over again that everyone should not jump in line, do not jump in line. However, most of the people in the venue were still rushing towards the exit crazily. At this moment, those people were desperate to escape for their lives. See, at this scene, Fang Yi's eyes flashed. Just hearing that a strange beast was coming, even though it was still far away, could scare the audience almost crazy. This shows how ordinary people in this world are towards strange beasts. The fear. From the time he traveled until now, Fang Yi has never encountered any strange beasts. This gave him the illusion that he was in a peaceful world. The scene before him finally reminded Fang Yi that the humans in this world, they are still facing a huge threat from alien beasts. But, alien beasts can actually pass through the defense line and enter the hinterland of mankind. What happened on the front line? Is a new wave of beasts coming? Fang Yi, Su Zaichou, come with us quickly. Yan Tai's anxious voice interrupted Fang Yi's thinking. Fang Yi looked at Yan Tai and saw Yan Tai's expression was solemn, with a bit of anxiety in his eyes. Lao Yan's strength is not weak. When he taught tactics before, he showed off his skills a few times. Even Lao Yan is so nervous. It seems that the alien beasts are really scary. Single quote. Fang Yi was thinking secretly in his heart, but he didn't stop and followed the others, preparing to leave. At this time, the host seemed to have received some instructions and quickly said loudly, "Teachers from major universities, please stay. The military has just sent a request for help. I hope everyone can help, assist the military, and resist the alien beasts. Teachers from martial arts schools are naturally not weak. Weak people are not worthy of teaching these students. However, the military wants to recruit these teachers before the alien beasts arrive, which shows that the situation is very critical. Think about it too. Behind the canyon forbidden area is a prosperous city with a permanent population of more than 7 million. Once the alien beasts are allowed to break through the military's defense line again and enter the city behind to destroy, it will be a huge disaster." At this time, the military called on the teachers and asked for assistance, which was a very correct approach, but this is not good news for those teachers. To put it bluntly, a person who is a teacher, except for a few reasons due to special circumstances, most people are actually afraid of death. In order to avoid fighting with alien beasts, If they want to kill alien beasts, it is better to join the military and go to the front line directly, where the pay will be better. Now, the military wants to call these teachers. One can imagine. How do teachers feel? But in public, it's not enough if you don't agree. Although the host said it politely, the military was only asking for help, not forcibly recruiting. But so many people are watching. There are also many students in person. As a teacher, if you can't say it, do you still need to be a teacher? Do you want to be shameless? If you run away this time, after, what kind of dignity do you have to face the students again? Can be a teacher. IQ is not bad. Therefore, after a moment of silence, they quickly understood their situation. It's impossible not to agree. The first person to stand up was a vice president of Beijing University. It's time for this old man who has been idle for so long to get some exercise. The old principal said lightly, and then shouted, "Teachers from Beijing University, follow me to kill the strange beasts." Hearing this, a female teacher sighed and said to Zhao Ling'er and others, "Ling'er, now, I will hand over all the students to you. You can lead everyone and follow the large army to evacuate." Before the female teacher could finish speaking, Zhao Ling'er said loudly, "Teacher, my strength is not bad either. I want to join you to snipe the alien beasts." His tone was firm. The female teacher touched Zhao Ling'er's head and said with a smile, "Good children, your current task is to study hard and grow up quickly. You will be needed one day in the future. Now, the teacher is responsible for resisting alien beasts. Our responsibility. Go quickly." After talking about it, the female teacher's tone became a little stern. Zhao Ling'er's eyes immediately turned red, but she didn't dare to refute and left with her classmates. Similar scenes were staged in major colleges. This side of Wan Academy. The dean sighed and said, "Everyone, come with me. Don't be embarrassed in front of the children." He could see that many teachers had flinching looks in their eyes. Wan Academy just won the national championship. At this juncture, if it is revealed that a teacher from Martial Saint Academy ran away because he was afraid of strange beasts, it would be a discredit to Martial Saint Academy. Today's championship is for nothing. Of course the dean will not allow such a thing to happen. When Yantai heard this, he immediately turned around and said to Fang Yi, Su Zichou and others, "You should follow the large troops to evacuate first." Then, Yantai looked at Fang Yi again and said seriously, "Help the teacher take care of your classmates." Everyone also looked at Fang Yi. Faced with Yantai's entrustment, what else could Fang Yi say? I had to nod and agree. Outside the venue, many buses began to slowly start. Almost every car was packed with people. Around the bus, there were many people around. They were all clamoring, crying, and begging to get in the car. If it weren't for the military soldiers maintaining order, I'm afraid the buses wouldn't be able to get away. Then, the buses began to get on the road one by one and evacuate towards the rear. Fang Yi, Su Zichou and others, sitting on one of the buses. As students, they still had preferential treatment and were sent away first. Coincidentally, Zhao Ling'er and others were also on the same bus, but at the moment, everyone is worried about their teacher and has no intention of chatting at this time. Fang Yi was sitting on his seat, bored and couldn't help but open the box. Inside was a blue liquid potion and a metal syringe. Blue potion. Of course it's the super soldier serum. Su Zichou was sitting next to Fang Yi. Seeing Fang Yi open the box, he couldn't help but remind him in a low voice, "Fang Yi, in the car if you have too many eyes, put them away quickly." The preciousness of the super soldier serum is no joke. Every time one appears, it is enough to make people go crazy and risk their lives to fight for it. When Fang Yi first arrived at Wan Academy, he met someone outside who was snatching the super soldier serum. The criminal was knocked down on the spot with the flowing water rock-shattering fist. Hearing Su Zichou's words, Fang Yi smiled, did not refute, and closed the box. He could indeed feel that there were several glances, unintentionally. Look at him kindly. Of course, it's okay to be looked at a few times. If you dare to do something, he will teach the other person how to behave. Zichou, tell me, what are the effects of using this thing? Fang Yi asked. Su Zichou frowned and said, to be specific, I've also heard that it can increase the user's 4 attributes by about 50 points each, and it has no side effects. That's not right. it will slightly change the user's appearance, possibly becoming taller or stronger. Oh, Fang Yi was slightly startled. From this point of view, the super soldier serum in his hand is not as exaggerated as in the Marvel movies. In the Marvel movies, the super soldier serum directly turned a thin little man into a burly man with well-developed muscles. His strength increased at least 10 times. Fang Yi thought for a while, and suddenly handed the box to Su Zicho. What to do? Su Zicho was stunned. I can't use it, so I'll give it to you, Fang Yi said with a smile. It doesn't have to be a lie. But Fang Yi really doesn't like this thing. He practiced casually for half a month and added more attributes than this thing. Su Zicho was stunned again. Then, she was deeply moved. Looking at Fang Yi, he slowly said, Fang Yi, are you serious? Do you know how much the things in your hands are worth? 1 billion. Once upon a time, a super soldier serum appeared on the black market and was bought at auction for $1 billion, causing a sensation. But now, even if you have money, you can't buy it. Now, do you still want to give it to me? Fang Yi nodded without hesitation. Of course, take it. Seeing Fang Yi's serious look, Su Zicho was suddenly moved, and tears welled up in his eyes. Women love association, especially the woman who has become a dog. Su Zicho felt that Fang Yi was reluctant to use it and wanted to keep good things. Let her use them all. The more I think about it, the more moved I am. In fact, it's just that Fang Yi doesn't like it. Su Zicho's eyes turned red, and he suddenly smiled and pushed away the box Fang Yi handed him, and said with a smile, Fool, I don't use this. Do you want me to become a muscle girl? When Fang Yi heard this, the image of Su Zicho turning into a King Kong Barbie with all his muscles suddenly appeared in Fang Yi's mind. It's a bit cold. Seeing Fang Yi's expression, Su Zicho said, Poof, and suddenly smiled like a flower. You'd better keep it for yourself. I heard that this thing has another benefit, that is, it can increase the metabolism of human cells. I see that your hair loss has been a bit serious recently. Using this, maybe it can improve your hair loss problem. Hearing this, Fang Yi's eyes suddenly lit up. His hair loss problem is indeed getting worse. Almost every morning when he wakes up, there are a lot of hair falling off the pillow. This is a side effect of Saitama's constitution. He couldn't stop it. But he didn't expect that Su Zicho would be so attentive and discovered that Fang Yi was losing his hair. It can also be seen from this. This girl Su Zicho really cares about Fang Yi. If the super soldier serum really has Su Zicho, Fang Yi is still very concerned about this function mentioned. It can prevent him from becoming bald. Of course, Fang Yi does not want to become bald. Thinking of this, Fang Yi opened the box again and took out the serum and syringe. Fang Yi, what are you doing? Su Zicho asked. Use it and save yourself the trouble of always holding it, Fang Yi said as he glanced at the instructions, put the serum into a syringe, then pointed it at his wrist and inserted it directly. Don't. Su Zicho just wanted to stop it, but it was still a little late. She didn't expect that Fang Yi would be so decisive. Are you a fool? Su Zicho opened his beautiful eyes and looked at Fang Yi blankly. This injection will be very painful. It needs to be injected with the help of a doctor to be safe. Fang Yi said with a smile. I can still bear a little pain. The words fell. Fang Yi's expression suddenly changed. He could feel that his body had undergone drastic changes. It was as if there were 10,000 ants in his body, biting into his flesh and bones. This tearing pain instantly made Fang Yi break into a cold sweat. Too bad, but Fang Yi has no regrets. If you always hold the super soldier serum in your hand, you will always be stared at. They all say that you are not afraid of thieves stealing, but you are afraid that thieves will miss you. Even if you are a professional, you will inevitably be negligent sometimes. If someone steals it, wouldn't it be a huge loss? Therefore, Fang Yi decided to use it directly. But he didn't expect that using the super soldier serum would be so painful. Well, Fang Yi couldn't help but groan. After a while, I was sweating profusely. Fang Yi, how are you? Are you okay? Su Zicho quickly asked with concern. Still able to hold on. Fang Yi gritted his teeth and said. About 5 minutes later, the tearing pain in his body finally began to slowly weaken until it disappeared. Fang Yi opened his mouth fiercely and breathed heavily. Just now, in the severe pain, he screamed. He didn't say anything, just held it in one breath. At this moment, he was finally relieved. Fang Yi, you. Fang Yi turned around and saw Su Zaichou looking at him in surprise. What's wrong? As soon as he finished speaking, Fang Yi realized something was wrong. The biggest feeling was that he discovered that the clothes on his body were one size smaller. Fang Yi immediately looked at himself. His arms were longer than before. The same is true for both legs, and the shoulders are also wider. In general, Fang Yi's frame seems to have grown a lot in a few minutes. Fang Yi couldn't help but stand up from his seat. He got up. Suddenly, he found that his field of vision had also changed. Before, he was of normal height, but now, his height has reached at least 1.85 meters. He has directly become the standard height of a male god. The second thing that changed is his hairline. Previously, Fang Yi's hairline was developing in the direction of baldness, getting higher and higher. Now, the most standard hairline is back, and the hair is thick and the quality is enviable. The third one the change is that Fang Yi's facial features have become more coordinated and his eyes are more lively. To put it simply, he has become much more handsome. Before, Fang Yi could only be regarded as an ordinary person with regular facial features. Now, he immediately became a handsome man. Give him a change of clothes, and he can go directly to the T stage to show off. As for Fang Yi's muscles, they haven't changed much. They are still as well proportioned as before, and his abdominal muscles are still six-pack. When Su Zaichou took out a small mirror and let Fang Yi see what he looked like, Fang Yi was stunned. This thing actually made me change so much. This is a good thing. Su Zaichou laughed and said, Fang Yi, if you say now that you are the school hunk of our school, I'm afraid no one will dare to disagree. Hearing this, Fang Yi also smiled. Being able to become handsome is a man's joy. However, Fang Yi is worried about whether the super soldier serum will affect his Saitama physique. Thinking of this, he quickly opened his own attribute panel. Personal attribute panel, only you can see it, not others. Name, Fang Yi. Race, human. Physique, 723. Spirit, 439. Strength, 717. Agility, 692. Bloodline, Saitama physique already awakening. Super talent, flame. Skill, demon god comes to the world can be upgraded. This is Fang Yi's physique after using the super soldier serum. When Fang Yi saw that Saitama's physique was not affected, he breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, Fang Yi also discovered that his demon god comes to the world skill could actually be upgraded. Will it become more powerful after upgrading? Or is the attack range wider? But how to upgrade? No hints either. At this time, Su Zaichou was about to call his classmates to come and see Fang Yi's new changes. The bus that was driving suddenly came to a sudden stop. At the same time, in a dark house, several stern-faced, burly men were talking. The teacher from Martial God College just sent me news that there are alien beasts ahead that have broken through the border defense line and are rushing towards the forbidden area of the canyon. Those teachers have been requisitioned by the local military on the spot. Is the news true? What a godsend opportunity. What do you think? Of course you can't miss such a good opportunity. The third child is right. That kid stays in school every day and misses this opportunity. When can we complete the commission? I agree. Okay, let's take action. But everyone must be careful. That kid just won the national championship. Killing him will definitely cause a big fuss. Don't get caught. After finishing this business, let's go to Mangu for vacation. Boss, what do the Zhao family and the Lu family say? Commission doubled. That's no problem. After these people reached an agreement, they immediately left the room and quickly. On the highway, the bus suddenly braked and stopped. Everyone thought something had happened and were all shocked. What's wrong? What happened? Why did you stop suddenly? Amidst the discussion, the driver said helplessly, the front is blocked and the car can't pass. Everyone in the car heard the words and looked out the window. Sure enough, they saw countless vehicles blocking the road ahead, and it was almost impossible to see the head. Every lane was crowded with cars, including the emergency lane. Countless drivers they were honking their horns to urge them, but the car just couldn't move. Some people had already seen that the situation was not good and began to abandon the car and run away. Seeing this, the people in the car also shouted, "Master driver, open the door, let's walk over." When the driver heard this, he opened the car door. Even he himself abandoned the car and ran away. "Brother Fang, what should we do?" Lu Qiangsheng asked. Fang Yi said, "Of course we will follow. You're still in the car at this time, it's just because you're out of your mind." Zheng Bing suddenly said, "Brother Fang, why do you look so different from before? It's like a different person." Su Zichou said with a smile, "Fang Yi just used the super soldier serum, so his appearance has changed a lot." Everyone suddenly realized, isn't the super soldier serum too powerful? He actually made Brother Fang so handsome. Zhao Shengnan said, looking at Fang Yi with his eyes, almost starry-eyed. Several other people also felt envious when they saw Fang Yi's changes. "Let's go now." Fang Yi stood up and got off the car with everyone. He used to like to wear looser clothes, but now his frame has become bigger. Although the clothes look one size too small, they are not awkward, just a little close to the body. Just right, he has a perfect figure and he showed it off. "Oh my god, this figure." Zhao Shengnan almost drooled. Zheng Bing smiled next to her and said, "Shengnan, don't think about it, you can't compete with the squad leader." In the past few days, everyone has clearly seen that the relationship between Su Zichou and Fang Yi is definitely not an ordinary classmate relationship. Zhao Shengnan rolled his eyes at Zheng Bing. "You don't need to remind me, I'm just taking a look." At this time, more and more people began to abandon their cars and take their families with them to follow the large group. From time to time, children's cries, women's complaints, and men's curses could be heard on the road. It seems a bit messy. Fortunately, the overall order still exists, and people are running for their lives without disturbing others. "Fang Yi, how do we go?" Su Zichou asked. Just as Fang Yi was about to answer, a voice suddenly came from beside him, "Fang Yi. It's a few people from Beijing University. Let's go together." Zhao Ling'er said calmly, "There is also someone to take care of you on the way." Of course Fang Yi would not refuse, so he nodded and agreed. Zheng Bing and others were very happy. After all, these students from Capital College are very strong, and it would be safer to go with them. Only Su Zichou frowned slightly. Beautiful eyebrows. On the road, Zhao Ling'er suddenly came to Fang Yi and asked, "Fang Yi, why couldn't I control you with my telekinesis during the previous competition? Do you have any special abilities?" This question, she had been holding it in her heart for a long time. She wanted to ask just now on the bus. To this day, she is still brooding over her loss of the championship, which is somewhat difficult to accept. "Yes, I have a way to get rid of the control of telekinesis." Fang Yi didn't even blink, he just opened his mouth to lie. It's impossible not to lie. If Fang Yi told Zhao Ling'er truthfully that he relied on his strong physique and strength to resist Zhao Ling'er's telekinesis, I'm afraid Zhao Ling'er wouldn't believe it. Everyone would. "You are a new student. Why are your attributes many times that of others?" Hearing this, Zhao Ling'er frowned. Although this was the most reasonable explanation. But, she always felt that something was wrong. She turned to look at Fang Yi. Go, Zhao Ling'er realized that compared to the competition, Fang Yi was really handsome at this moment. Regardless of his figure or appearance, he was the top choice. Zhao Ling'er knew that this must be the super soldier serum, given to Fang Yi changes brought about. Of course, Zhao Ling'er is not such a superficial person, and she will not be a nymphomaniac just because a man is handsome. There are so many handsome guys pursuing her. There are many more handsome than Fang Yi. Unfortunately, she dislikes. In her view on mate selection, the future husband-in-law must be handsome and strong. Fang Yi's strength is good, but it is still far from what she wants. Zhao Ling'er believes that with her own it won't take long to surpass Fang Yi. Next, neither party spoke. Everyone walked to the source of the traffic jam and finally understood why there was a traffic jam. The main cause of the traffic jam was a car accident. Listening to the people next to them, a car accident. A female driver of a private car drove here. Suddenly she heard that she had something that she didn't take, so she turned around and drove against the road. Then, a bus failed to dodge, and in order to avoid the female driver, it hit the green belt next to it, resulting in it rolled over and lay across the road, blocking the road. Fortunately, there were no casualties, only a few bus passengers suffered varying degrees of injuries. At the scene of the traffic accident, that a female driver, with her hands on her hips, was arguing rudely and quarreling with the bus driver and the passengers. From what she said, it was the bus driver who was at fault. She really regarded the main road as her home. Is that true? The passers-by were all whispering, "Why didn't you kill this stupid idiot? Don't watch the fun, let's keep walking." Fang Yi shouted to remind Zheng Bing and others. At this moment, a sharp cry suddenly came from high in the sky. Chirp. The sound was loud and very harsh. All passers-by were attracted by the sound and looked up to the sky. In the sky, they saw a three-headed strange bird swooping down. Those 3 pairs of sharp eyes were already focused on passers-by. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.